what a finish. What a man.
The drum roll finishes, and the target is...
And it comes on finals night, and it's a knockout.
Dirty Harrison! Van Velzen!
Oh, he's gone for 3 balls. There's one of them. There's the second. This will be amazing.
Yes! What a finish! Oh, Thomas Barnes, that has made my week. And that is the win to win again, Jimmy Van Schie. Both inside double 12, and she makes no mistake. 14 darter. Barstow lifts to the heavens. Fitton looks at tops. 3-1. What a finish. Double 10. Beautiful. Brilliant. For big break against BEAU. In the words of Elton John, Friday night is alright for flighting here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. It's the second session of the day under the lights here in Portsmouth. Welcome along to the action here on Pluto TV. Well, come the end of play this evening, we'll know the 6 players that will qualify through to tomorrow night's final. Reece Robinson won Group A on Wednesday. Meanwhile, earlier on this afternoon, Jared Cole and Conan Whitehead secured their passages through. With me this evening, it's a very good evening to 3-time Lakeside champion, 2-time World Master, Premier League champion and some other bits, Glenn Durrant. Glenn, great to see you once again.
Good evening, Henry.
Let's talk about this afternoon. Let's talk about Conan Whitehead, because the former champion hit a 9-darter yesterday and later on was able to qualify himself through.
Yeah, a cat with 9 lives, we sort of labelled him today. It wasn't straightforward for him. And he said at times today, he set himself a target of winning 3 games today. But at one point, we didn't think that was going to be enough. But by the time he came to Allen Turn, it was actually a straight knockout. There was no need to worry about legs. And yeah, he seemed to have put the afterburners on. He felt good after that because it felt like a Saturday night match because it was a knockout. So that's put him in good stead for tomorrow.
So Conan Whitehead is through. Jared Cole joined him, topping the Group C standings in the end. 16 points to his name. We can confirm that now on screen. And he just looked comfortable, didn't he?
Yeah, I was going to use the word he looked comfortable. I think he's a little frustrated that he didn't get the 5 wins out of 5. He qualified after his 3rd game today and just seemed to be looked a little bit too comfortable in game 4. Then he realised I may lose this one. Couldn't fight back, but yeah, again, was quality at the end. He was the star of the show. If he believes in himself, he can win it tomorrow night.
So this is how the tournament bracket breaks down. Now, Reece Robinson won Group A on Wednesday afternoon. That's easy to say. Group B tonight, Darryl Fitton, BEAU GREAVES, Chaz Barstow, Durrant and Jamie Durrant all in action. They're looking to join Jared Cole and Conan Whitehead, who won through early on this afternoon. So BEAU GREAVES is top of the table overnight. 6 points to her name for in the first day's place. Very tight in behind. Jimmy Van Schie, Chaz Barstow, Jamie Durrant, all on 4 points respectively, whilst Darryl Fitton, despite playing well yesterday, has only got the 1 win to his name going into tonight's proceedings. But look, BEAU is top of the table. Before dart was thrown yesterday, before dart was thrown this week, all the talk, all the attention was centred upon her. And some of the numbers she punched in yesterday, for someone who admitted herself, she hasn't been playing a lot recently, 96, 97, 92 the first 3 games, it was consistently good game in, game out.
Yeah, in fact, the first game of the night, I think, was a preview for the final tomorrow night. The game with herself and Jimmy Van Schie was superb. Jimmy had match darts in that game also. He played his part in a terrific match. And it seemed to be the one game for me where BEAU admitted she was nervous and really give it absolutely everything. But as we see here, Jimmy Van Schie did have a dart at tops there, and this was on the back of missing 2 darts in the previous leg. So it was a little bit of a missed opportunity here. And when you give BEAU GREAVES dart a double 16, she averaged 95 for the night. And we're talking about the fact that we didn't think she played great. I think that's the quality of the player that we've got there. She's a high flyer. Lost that record, unfortunately, that unbeaten record in Group B. But I'm sure she'll be delighted to be top of the table overnight.
Let's have a look at the odds. Now, no surprise, BEAU GREAVES is the favourite. But if we have a look further down the price pool, we've got 3 players tied on 4 points respectively. Who else do you expect out of that pack to make it through?
Oh, definitely Jimmy Van Schie. Like I said, he left disappointed, but he played well. I think the one game he'll be disappointed when he lost to Chaz Barstow. He lost that game 4-3 as well. I expect him to qualify comfortably. Interestingly, the opening game could be crucial. Barstow versus Durrant. You've got to go with the experience of Chaz. He's just on the back of representing his country as well. So he'll go into that one as a big favourite. But if Jamie can get a win over Chaz, then it makes it a very interesting night. And I'm glad you highlighted the fact that Fitton was superb last night. Deserved to have more than 2 points.
18 plus, gambleaware.org if you're going to have a flutter on the Super Series scene. Right, Jamie Durrant is in action in the first game tonight. And you've been having a little bit of a chat with your nephew, haven't you?
Yeah, and subtitles are available.
They are available, and you can hear from him now.
Well, this feels a little bit strange, so for the purpose of this interview, can you please call me Uncle Glenn? Well, Jamie, well done last night. 2 wins out of 4. What was your overall assessment when you left last night?
Yeah, I was happy. 2 big wins. Kept myself in good stead for tonight. So, see how tonight goes now.
BEAU GREAVES, unbeaten in Group B. We talked about it in our 6-hour drive down here. That must have felt good, that victory.
Yeah, definitely. One of my career highlights, 100%. She's a big name. As you say, undefeated, so it was massive for me, yeah.
Such a tight group. That opening game against Chaz Barstow, you must have your eyes on that one if you're going to get qualification tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I believe that's my big game tonight. If I can beat Chaz, then set myself up for a good night. But we'll see how they go.
You must have looked at all the messages. The support from back home's been incredible. I know the family are incredibly proud of you. Will you be thinking about them when you're on that stage?
I try to visit my daughter a lot. She does help me get through them games. She makes me realise why I'm here. But yeah, the support's been immense, as it always is from the borough lot.
Yeah, Jamie, listen, I'm incredibly proud of you. Really, really proud of you. Good luck for tonight.
Cheers, Glenn. Thank you.
Well, that was a lovely little interview with Duzza Senior and Duzza Junior. And Jamie's on 4 points going into tonight's play, Glenn. And when you look at that table, is it a case of BEAU GREAVES and 2 others?
I think BEAU GREAVES and Jimmy and one other, if I'm being brutally honest. I'm a massive fan of Jimmy Van Schie, and 4 points for him. He normally cruises through these Group B, and it's a totally different setup tonight. He had a really tough start with the first game being against BEAU. He plays Fitton game 2 today, and on game 4 as well. So by game 4, we could be talking about the fact that Jimmy is just about touching base for qualification. This is the interesting one for me. I think that 3rd place will go to one of these 2 players. And this opening game, a game that Chaz Barstow dominated late last night. So Jamie will have to work hard. I'm liking this version of Chaz Barstow right now.
Well, you get the sense that this first meeting will set the tone for the pair as Jamie drops a dart on the floor. It's going to be Chaz and Jamie to get the night's action underway. And the winner of this one to move on to 6 points, level with BEAU GREAVES at the top of the table. And we'll just apply the pressure, not just on the person they're facing, but Jimmy Van Schie as well, who will kick his night off against Fitton in match number 2. Let's find out a little bit more then about the 2 players. Chaz Barstow, the 46-year-old Prince of Winchester, twice a winner at the Modus Super Series and twice a Champions Week combatant, up against Jamie Durrant, the 35-year-old from Middlesbrough, making his 2nd appearance here. He did also play in the previous setting in Southampton. And that man, ever present, effervescent, Owen Binks, our referee. A world-level official, one of the very best the game has from Colchester in England. And he is going to preside over proceedings tonight. He is like the Howard Webb of refereeing here at the Modus Super Series. And if Glenn Dunn reminds me of anybody, you are like the Barry Davis of commentary here.
Barry Davis about 125-year-old.
58.
Thank you very much. Brad Pitt, I thought you were going to say.
Just look at his face. Just look at this start for Jamie Durrant. Who knows he's got to get off to a
99.
quick start. See, I think both players know that, but particularly Jamie, because he's got to play 2 of the first 3. And if he loses this one, his next assignment would be BEAU GREAVES. Now, I know he did beat BEAU at the end of yesterday's session, but you don't really want to be going into that particular fixture needing to chase something, do you?
And he's not. He knows exactly what he needs to do.
140.
And on the back of the man is the fact that Chaz was a comfortable winner late last night, and the fact that Chaz started very slowly this time last night when he lost to Daryl Fitton. So he knows he might have to catch Chaz better early than late. So he knows exactly what he needs to do, and you're absolutely spot on, Henry, in your analysis there. He doesn't want to go into games with Jimmy Van Schie and BEAU GREAVES on the back, but this is the perfect start. I can honestly say, Henry, I'm more nervous watching him and Carl Coleman's here next week, and he's family to me. You know, I feel exactly the same when he's up there. It's so much easier when you're up there. But a superstar from Jamie.
So much easier for us because you know we're going to have a nice early night. Well, Jamie's left tops after 12 to get the break in to take the opening leg of the night. Double 10. 2 5s. Eventually there.
First leg. Jamie Durrant.
I genuinely had 6 hours in the car with him
from Jamie to throw first.
From Middlesbrough down to Portsmouth, and he was telling me that he often, if he's going to miss tops, he'll go low because of his love for double 10, and he can't remember the last time he missed double 5. So those confidence things, when you're on that Rocky, I know you've only got a journalistic certificate, see, so you won't know what it's like to throw a dart, but when you're up there and your brain says to you, I can't miss here, that's where the mindset comes into this match. He was talking really positively.
100.
And I'm really proud of what he's doing here.
Do you remember your last win?
Last week, yeah, beat Dave Chisnell last week in an exhibition.
100.
To be fair, you're playing okay on the exhibition circuit, aren't you? All jokes aside.
I'm playing absolutely fine. I'd still smash you. Beautiful darts, Jamie.
180.
Well, that is the first 180 of the night, and it goes away at Jamie Durrant. And this is a very, very good start. I know it's only a leg and a half in, but 107.75 is the current average.
Yeah, it was a strange decision to go for the 19s there. He's got away with it, Chaz Barstow. Maybe 17 should have been this shot, but he's got down to a finish by hook or by crook. But it's advantage Durrant here. He'll take a ton now. Just needs to be careful with those flights.
100.
Well, that's the second straight leg in which he's left tops after 12. But is he going to get a look in this time?
Well, I tell you what, I think the pair of us fancied that. We both sat forward. So remember, he goes low on tops if he's going to miss it.
Game shot on the second leg. Jamie Durrant.
A start. He will be delighted. 107.36 equating to 28 darts so far. The perfect start.
Well, let's break down his numbers then from yesterday evening. Overall average, Jamie Durrant of 86.27. 9 out of 22, 40% when it came to his finishing. And it really was his finishing under pressure. That was one of his key strengths over the course of the
59.
session.
Yeah, I get a little bit nervous to go to local competitions, but I was reading a lot of the replies and people were saying it's a new style dart that he's thrown, so there was feedback on that. But people are saying he looks more measured. He's not as quick as he once was. And it was interesting to read
100.
the thoughts of people against a player much admired here at the Modus Super Series in Championship, Chaz. Just on the back of that wonderful England victory in the
94.
Six Nations. A player full of confidence. And a player, if he qualifies tonight, this place will sell out.
Well, actually, if you break down Jamie's stats for the last
26.
year or so, his finishing has been his key strength in recorded games, finishing percentage of 46.46%. But he knew if he was going to be competitive, he needed to up the numbers. Now, I know they don't
100.
write averages on trophies, but for the year, he was averaging 78.48, which he knew in a group with the likes of Greaves, Barstow, Van Schie, he needed to up it. And to his credit, he has.
110.
Yeah, a lot of those averages are best of 3 games in these ADC vaults, etc. This is different
74.
pressure. And Barstow's risen to the challenge in his third leg, a leg he couldn't afford to lose. And very impressively, after 15 darts, has left double 18 and looking good to reduce the deficit
40.
and get his first leg on the board.
36.
It's double 18. The tricky little switch, as
Game's on the
Rodney
third
Harrington
leg.
would call it,
Chaz
but
Barstow.
made to look routine by Chaz Barstow. Back to 2-1.
Fourth leg is Jamie to throw first. Game on.
Important couple of darts here for Jamie Durrant. He had control of this match when in the best of 7, you're leading
57.
2-0, you broke a throw, then you're seeing your opponent kick in. All of a sudden, it's good times now for Chaz Barstow.
96.
That first started sitting nicely, but unable to
68.
fully utilise it with that particular turn.
Yeah, I like his responses, though. I've criticised him before. Of course, he's externally going to be frustrated there. And part of the reasons for the new dart, that knobbly end dart, the Gary Anderson dart, is the fact that he said he's able to group the darts better.
30.
Yeah, he's gone from averaging over 107. And that's dipped rapidly now. And on the increase is Barstow. And on the increase in that treble 20 is Barstow.
140.
This game is just plateauing somewhat, and that favours Chaz Barstow down to the ground. He's just beginning to get the ascendancy in this particular contest, and he's going to get 6
40.
starts on 2-2-1 to get the break back, which he lost straight away. Looking to level this game back up at 2 apiece.
57.
Jamie will start in the 19s and 306, and he needs to find trebles very, very quickly. Barstow down to a finish. He'll stay there. He'll go up to treble 20 now.
96. Chaz require
So
100.
it's all in the hands of Barstow. It is to lose this leg.
$42.
I think on 164, when your opponent's not on a finish, we're practicing heavily on the treble 20s. I would have erred on the side of caution, at least scored a ton there,
58.
but he hasn't been
Chaz
punished.
require 122.
And from this position, he may only get dart at the bullseye, but he's not going to get that because he's strayed into the single 4. Now, he may get away with it in this leg,
42.
but
Jamie
still hasn't really
require
cleaned it up when he was in
152.
cruise controller proceedings.
And this has gone from a great game to a very nervy game all of a sudden. Jamie shouldn't be in this leg after 21 darts.
60. Chaz require 80.
20 for double top.
40.
Bends the wire.
Jamie require
You
92.
visually saw that move, and if you'd have said to Jamie, hold your throw in 24 darts before this leg started, he'd have said, yes, thank you, but he's made hard work of it, but he's getting an opportunity. This is massive. That
James on the
is
fourth leg.
a dart
Jamie Durrant.
that could prove so important at the end of the night. He knows the importance of this game. The winner goes into
Fifth
a
leg
clear
is Chaz
third
to throw
place.
first. Game on.
Well, it's not quite highway robbery, but it was a bit of a steal from Jamie Durrant. 3-1 he leads.
96.
Whether it's a highway or wobbaway or not. He was delighted. I saw him earlier. He was having a chat outside the hotel with
58.
Weiss Robinson. Weiss didn't go home. He decided to stay a couple of days. Hasn't touched the dartboard, Reece. We have that conversations with many of the players.
99.
So he's just been resting, and he'll be back to tomorrow night watching the darts.
Did he tell you how he's got on with his whole City football manager save, Reece
135.
Robinson?
I didn't ask him.
Wonder if he got Woking from the Conference of the Champions League in 6 years.
40.
Chaz Barstow got himself right back in this game. And all of a sudden, he seems to have hit the skids. And Jamie, another treble, is down
138.
to a finish. All of a sudden, now it's the ascendancy is totally with Dozer Jr. Should go downstairs.
83. Jamie
Well, for
require 100.
Such a short game, it's had its fair share of swings and roundabouts. Jamie's got 6 at 170 to win it. But he knows that if he
58.
doesn't clean this up, Chaz is close enough on the coattails to causing one or two issues.
97.
Superb last start. Jamie will be disappointed with that score of 58. A lot of players will practice 170 in 6 starts. Needs the treble. It's awkward. Chaz Barstow, this time it's an unexpected chance here.
56. Judge require 86.
So there's 2, reduce the gap back down to 3-2. 18 leaves the bull. The bullseye it is.
61.
And that an opportunity to save the contest for Chaz Barstow.
56.
This an opportunity to win it for Jamie Durrant.
Yes, the adrenaline will be pumping. He knows the importance of this game. And in the scheme of qualification, that
36.
dart could have been monumental.
Require 25.
Well, Barstow's got a reprieve, but can he make best use of it? 5 for double 10. And now his fate is in the hands of Jamie Durrant.
Jamie
Well,
require
I hope
20.
I didn't spoil with the fact when I said he absolutely adores double 10. But 3 darts at your favourite double. This is what you dream of.
He can miss double 5, it seems.
No score.
Head in hands, because he knows he could have and probably should have finished the contest off. And Barstow been given a chance, which, if we're going to be brutally honest, he shouldn't really be having. But he is not going to make the
16.
most of
Jamie
it.
require 20.
It's been a tale of missed opportunities from both players. But the importance of winning that opening game is absolutely crucial. This dart is huge.
No score. Chance require
Chances are being spurnt left, right and centre. But Chaz Barstow's also unable to pick the pieces up. It's one of them who wants to win it legs.
Game
But
shot on
it's
the 5th
eventually
leg. Chaz
under the
Barstow.
name C. Barstow.
6th leg, it's Jamie to throw first. Game on.
This time last night, Jamie Durrant was 3-1 up against Darryl Fitton. Darryl pulled it all the way back. Jamie needs to find his
97.
reserves. And Chaz Barstow needs to find the darts that he had at the back end of the match. Back end of the Group B yesterday when he beat Jamie Van Schie.
93.
And really did beat Jamie Durrant very comfortably. What a nervy opening game this is.
125.
Well, perhaps expected when you look at the position of the 2 players in the table. The winner moves on to 6. They move up to 2nd position.
57.
They put themselves in a really good position. They set themselves up for the rest of the night with a victory in this one.
66.
You could say unlucky from that point of view. No reaction from Jamie, which is good. And no trebles from Chaz Barstow once again. He will be
24.
frustrated. So reminiscent of last night. He started incredibly slow and it could hurt him in the end. The one player he doesn't want to lose to tonight is Jamie.
Well, it's kind of been the story of his week. Slow starts have paved the way to needing to do spectacular things towards the end of sessions. But the problem is he may run out of wriggle room this evening. But with big scoring like this, he may just bail him out of a bit of bother. But needed a lot there. Jamie looking at 136 darts from here to win it.
May not need the 6. Very sensible. Needs to be careful there.
90.
Was very, very careful. And he's back to tops, 10s and 5s if needed.
Well, this has been a frustrating start from Chaz Barstow. But for Jamie Durrant, this could be the perfect start. More match darts.
30.
Missed from Duzzer Jr.
150.
Chaz starts on the 19s on the 150. How many chances do you want?
74.
Your heart is racing. The double seems to be getting smaller
94.
every time, but the opportunities are there.
Double 5 to eventually cross the line, and double 5 is got. And Jamie Durrant moves up to 2nd position at the table. He moves on to 6 points, and that'll be a feeling of relief more than anything, because he had a plethora, a multitude of opportunities to get that game won. He eventually gets over the line. He beats Chaz Barstow by 4 legs to 2. coming up after the break. Darrell Fitton takes on Jimmy Van Schie.
$54. Charlie McGuire, 164. $44. $32. Charlie required 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls at this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score, leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
required
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts, but he'll be coming back.
It's the moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the
81.
stage,
Charlie
approaching the
required
hockey with a
20.
chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone.
Georgia
I think
required
he's gone to
118.
bust it, maybe. The first title he won, he wanted 20. He went 6-7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust, and
39.
on that
Charlie
situation there, George
require
Scaife wasn't even
9.
able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie
Threw the entire
required
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia require 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Go!
Couldn't get the job
Yes!
done.
Got in the match! And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Scaife.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Scaife!
And welcome back live on Pluto TV for the Modus Super Series, where game number 1 was full of tension, anxiety, nerves. Qualification is real, and a big game between Chaz Barstow and Jamie Durrant ended up with a lot of opportunities missed, but it was Jamie that got over the line in the end. He can go back and settle. And settle was the actual word for Darrell Fitton yesterday. He won his opening game and at times was rolling back the years and will have been disappointed in the end to only finish on 2 points. And for Jimmy Van Schie, who always plays the game with a smile on his face, was sat second overnight. Had a couple of 4-3 defeats, but he looks in good shape. He's averaged over 110 earlier in the week, so he knows his ceiling is there. He produces the goods often on a finals night as well, so he just needs to be professional. He just doesn't want to lose any banana skin games, and the way Darrell Fitton's been playing,
First leg,
Henry,
it's Darrell to throw first.
this is not a gimme.
Game on.
Well, you delve into the numbers for yesterday evening. Darrell Fitton averaged just a shade under 87. It was 33% in terms of his finishing. Now, usually when we're sat here and we look at what is the barometer
96.
towards success, you're kind of looking at numbers like that and you think you're not going to be too far off. In fact, you look at some of the numbers that qualify for your Champions Week, an 86.8 probably gets you in a Group B, but that just goes to show how competitive this particular group has been.
85.
The numbers look good, but Dow will feel like he did leave points out there. Yes, they got a really good start. Won his first game against Chaz Barstow, had opportunities to beat Jamie Durrant in his second. BEAU went on a bit of a burst towards the end of that one, so probably not too much he could have done about that, but definitely that game against Jamie at the beginning of the night yesterday, he may feel like he could have done more, but I think more than anything else, it's great to see Darryl playing as well as he is. He was kind of downplaying things yesterday, saying, I've not been playing much, I've done a little bit with the academy lads, but nothing too much more than that, but he looks in real tidy nick, does the Dazzler, and he's going to cause 1 or 2 problems for people like Jimmy Van Schie this evening.
And this group have had a little bit of fun as well with an exercise with that I won't spoil too much. And again, early doors tonight, he looked good. But he is up against a proper dart player. For me, one of the real top amateur players in the world of darts right now in Jimmy Van Schie. On a stage, he adores.
Jimmy Van Schie in the Live Lounge has a relationship akin to Martin Adams and Lakeside. It's just become so synonymous with this place. And this place loves him too.
Yeah, and there's one thing missing.
100.
His army that come and watch him now. I say army because maybe there's about 8 to 10 of them, but the noise they create. The only thing I have anything sort of reminiscent of that. Remember Adam Warner, the player, he brought 8 to 10, and they created an incredible atmosphere.
76.
Well, I've heard 30 could be on the cards of following Jimmy tomorrow night if he qualifies.
Wowzers, that's what we want. He wants 88.
Game show on the first leg.
Start booking
Jimmy
your
Van
tickets,
Schie.
guys, because Jimmy Van Schie looks in the mood tonight.
Second leg, it's Jimmy to throw
Just
first.
think, Jimmy Van Schie brings
Game
more
on.
people down here than people attend one of your exhibitions.
You just can't help yourself, can't you? No wonder you come down every 6 months these days.
140.
Definitely more people than watch your BDO World Trophy triumph in Blackburn. Or Preston, sorry.
That was the best they ever played, so if you're going to disregard that, then I am struggling. I was excellent in that competition.
It's a shame only 2 people watched it in the crowd.
No, that was Barry. Barry Ireland was a funny old competition for the World Trophy. Anyway, it's not about me.
140.
It's all about Jimmy Van Schie right now. He is posting numbers that he's capable of doing, and he's capable of doing on a Saturday night. We've already got 3 fantastic players through.
140.
Of course, Weiss Robinson from Group A, as well as Conan Whitehead. And our very own Jared Cole as well. It could be a blinding night, couldn't it?
It really could. I actually had a little bit of a chat with Jared on the way in this evening, and he's feeling very good about his chances tomorrow night. I think he's fancying the job a little bit.
He could be the value for money answer. I don't think he'll be on the lips of everybody. But I think if you want a good run for your money, then Jared Cole could be your player.
Just depends for me which version of him turns up as Van Schie decides to go down for the balls 1-2-1 with Fitton left on 164. Played the percentages, will it pay off?
Get ready for your next leg, Henry, because of all the legends, I think he's really impressed me, Daryl Fitton. Who's really surprised you over the years? Of course, one of our very own commentators, I'm sure, is one of those players. But have a little think of players who roll back the years on that stage as Van Schie looks at tops for a 2-0 lead.
Game show on the second leg.
Schie finds the double
Jimmy
10.
Van
He moves
Schie.
himself 2-0 in front.
So
But it
it's
has
Dow
been
to throw
nice to see
first.
some of the names
Game
from
on.
yesteryear joust it out on this particular set. And look, for the likes of Kevin Painter, who when he dropped off tour, looked as if maybe his days throwing darts at a competitive level was over. Actually gave him the vehicle and the avenue actually
100.
to dust the darts off and play competitive again.
I think my mind goes straight to the Chris Mason week when he shocked us all, really.
80.
And since then, he's still thrown really nice darts, locally. Bit of Super League on the seniors. I think he's been refreshing on there. And he just doesn't get a lot of luck, does he?
Andy Hamilton's been doing some really good stuff recently. Looks like he's
140.
really playing himself back into form once again. We've seen your old pal, Paul Hogan, make it through to a couple of Champions Weeks last year. Mervyn King has looked really good. I
100.
would be surprised if he doesn't get a tour card come next year, whether that be for the Challenge Tour through Crew School, just the way he's been playing over the last few months or so. John Henderson's, of course, won a couple of weeks
100.
here. Wayne Jones has won a week here. The Wanderer.
$46.
Nothing wondering about
Darryl
Darryl
McGuire,
Fitton a moment.
161.
161 after 9. Plenty of time on his side with this 161. He may as well go for it.
$137.
Should go for centre of the board.
130.
Does go for the centre board. Might be a little
Darryl required 24.
too late because Darryl Fitton. This is for a potential 13 dart, a double 12.
Game shot on the third leg.
13 data.
Darryl
Fitton
Fitton.
is on the board. He's been hanging around the coattails of Jimmy
Well,
Van
but Jimmy
Schie,
to
and then
throw
when
first.
finally presented
Game
with an
on.
opportunity, manages to duly oblige.
$58.
Well, the average is Darryl 99.90, Jimmy 94.4 as we head into the fourth leg of this contest.
Well, that treble 20 takes him over 100 average. And we had a conversation yesterday, Henry, where we said this time tonight,
180.
he may be just a little bit more fatigued. Now, that was his words, not ours, because he said he's been doing some training sessions with his manufacturer and some of the players there.
140.
And he's felt it the next day. He's as good as ever right now. 105.49.
Like a fine wine, isn't he, Darryl Fitton?
92.
A vintage player playing some vintage darts.
What is your favourite glass of red?
Oh, I'm not a red wine kind of man. I'm a bit more of a Sauvignon Blanc kind of man, Glenn.
95.
Yeah, but what wine do you like? Oh, is that a wine, is it? Yeah. I'm not really a connoisseur myself. I just thought I'd try and get you involved in this commentary.
59.
I tell you what, if that goes.
Well, Jimmy Van Schie may feel like he's been hit by another stumbling block
100.
because
Darryl required
he's played some good darts this
170.
week, but he must feel like everything is becoming an obstacle in his way. But Fitton's not going to find the 170. Van Schie will return for 108 to move himself 3-1 to the good in this contest.
52. Jimmy required 108.
A bit disappointed with that last just crept into the treble four. So it's a big advantage to Big Jimmy. It's double 16. He looks $1 million.
Game
Jimmy
shot
Van
on the
Schie,
fourth
108
leg.
finish. He leads
Jimmy Van
3 legs
Schie.
to 1.
He just had to evade the
Fifth leg, it's Darryl
mini
to throw
comeback
first.
of
Game on.
Darryl Fitton there, but weathers the storm and now finds himself too clear. Fitton, at least the right side of 3-1 down. He only has to break Van Schie once if he's to go on and win this contest.
58.
Do you see the final tomorrow being BEAU GREAVES and Jimmy Van Schie?
Well, how many times have we had weeks like this where you think
140.
that you've got so many big name players in a week that it's going to end up being in that direction? It never tends to work out that way.
Just a yes or a no will do, Henry.
I remember the infamous Adam
59.
Paxton week where it was absolutely littered, and I mean littered with big names. Mike Warburton, Victor Tingsham, Wesley Plaisir,
100.
Andy Bolton, Aidan Kirk, Jared Cole, Cam Crabtree. But it'll be Paxton that goes on to win it, beating Mike Warburton in the final, under the radar, where everybody expected Plaisir and Bolton to be there.
And your point is, who's going to win it tomorrow then?
My point is,
80.
sometimes it looks likely something could happen. And look, I'm not going to back against Jimmy and Bo making the final. But there's other people over a format of best of 7 on any given day, at any given moment, that could do a job.
180.
Glenn makes note never to ask Henry a question again. Questions asked to Darryl Fitton at the moment. He is still averaging well in the 90s. But it hasn't been enough against the brilliance of Jimmy Van Schie and a potential 11 darter.
Potentially a statement start. Statement made. Jimmy Van Schie rounded off with an 11 darter at an average of 104.12 to begin his night. His doubling was spectacular as well, 4 from 7. And Darryl Fitton, despite himself averaging 98, only had the solitary darter to double. No look at the camera, full focus tonight for Jimmy Van Schie. And he gets his evening off to the perfect start. BEAU Greaves can move on to 8 points if she can beat Jamie Durrant next. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where we've completed a couple of games tonight. And before the break, Jimmy Van Schie, an average of 104.12, got the better of Darryl Fitton by 4 legs to 1. Game 3 is a meeting between Jamie Durrant and BEAU GREAVES, and this all of a sudden becomes an important fixture because Jamie's on 6 points, same number as BEAU GREAVES overnight. The winner will move on to 8 to move themselves on the cusp of qualification for Saturday's finale. For BEAU, she won each of her first 3 games. She played superbly well throughout the course of the evening. Let's hear from the 3-time world champion now. I caught up with her earlier on this evening.
BEAU, 3 wins from 4 on your opening night. How would you reflect upon things?
Yeah, obviously pleased to come away with 3 out of 4. I was a little bit nervous at the start of the night, but I was averaging well. I was coming off in the back room, and obviously my averages were high 90s and mid 90s, so I was happy. A bit unlucky in the last game, but Jamie played really well, and yeah, really pleased.
That first game against Jimmy was a real battle. Did that, in terms of the way you played, kind of set the tone for the night?
Yeah, a little bit. Obviously, I came back into the back room and just said, I was shaking a little bit. I was just probably just a little bit nervous, but I handled it well and got over. He let me off a lot, but yeah, it's darts, isn't it? You just have to ride your luck sometimes.
Top of the table going into tonight's play. What do you feel like you've got to do to get yourself into tomorrow?
Just the same thing I did last night. Like if I don't get there, don't get there. But I just want to try win, try play well, and obviously enjoy it. But yeah, obviously I want to make finals tonight. So yeah, I'll be after that.
Overall, in terms of your form, pleased with the way things have gone?
Yeah, I just think I seem to be playing well, but not feeling very well, like playing wise. So obviously, I would rather feel well and feel well, but it's what it is. Sometimes you're not always comfortable, and obviously, I'm hoping because obviously that was my coming back after a long time out. That tonight I'll be a little bit more settled and a bit more freedom throw in and a bit more relaxed.
Of course, Saturday being that end goal, that end target, and it's something that you got good memories of here in the past.
Yeah, obviously, winning a week was great. I seemed to play well on the stage through the week, and then obviously I've had a few disappointing finals nights, but like I say, if I get there tomorrow, I'll be looking to rectify that, and obviously see if I can take the week. But like I say, if not, I'll always happy to come back and try again.
Wish you all the very best, BEAU. Good luck.
Thank you.
So BEAU GREAVES gets her night underway with a meeting against Jamie Durrant. Jamie's already played this evening, already won this evening, got the better of Chaz Barstow by 4 legs to 2. So having played 2 of the first 3 matches, he could actually break the back in terms of qualification, or at least do the hard yards anyway. The 35-year-old from Middlesbrough making his second appearance here. BEAU GREAVES, the 3-time world champion, a 3-time world champion by the age of 21 from Doncaster, the winner of Series 7 Week 9. She's looking to do the double here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. And it was interesting. I was actually having a conversation with Paul Nicholson earlier on in the week, Glenn. And we haven't seen BEAU now for the best part of a year. And now, look, we want to see all the best players as often as we can. But actually, in some weird way, because we haven't seen BEAU for as long as we have done here, it's actually added a little bit to the excitement. They do say that absence makes the heart grow fonder, and that's very much felt like the case with BEAU.
And we interviewed her yesterday. She will play competitions when she's ready. She doesn't make long-term decisions at the moment. She's just going to play, and she admitted that she wants to win it this week, but it also sees these relentless amount of games that you can play this week is excellent preparation for what is a massive competition coming up for the World Match Play.
I suppose it begs the question, do we sometimes put a little bit too much pressure on good young players?
Well, I don't want to get into the depths of Thomas Banks again already, but I've offered my services to have a chat with him this week because I am worried that it is a psychological thing, that you put too much pressure on. He's been really hard on himself to do that. People see the riches that are out there and the luxury, the money, etc. Whereas it's just been so refreshing to listen to BEAU. She doesn't seem to be money orientated. She doesn't seem to. She's going to do what's right for her. And one thing she said was, "I'm just a 21-year-old, and I'm going to live my life as a 21-year-old."
You require 87.
Great start from both. May take a bullseye though. It is the bullseye she requires. Jamie couldn't look. He'd be delighted when he looks up now because he's got an opportunity where he'll start in the 17s.
And now he's looking at the bullseye.
And he's unable to get,
Bo,
and
you
so
require 30.
Bo looking at double 15 to get the break and to get the opening leg.
Game shot
And it goes 13 darter.
Bo Greaves.
Some start, and it was some night for Bo Greaves yesterday. Her average for the evening was
Second leg is Bo to throw
94.79, and that
Game
was
on.
kind of dovetailed because of a meagre average of 89.55 in this meeting yesterday. Doubling 14 out of 38, 36%. It's still very good, but she still feels there is more levels in the locker as she finds her first max of the evening.
I just love the throw. I just watch, admire
58.
the simplicity of it. Just look at that. That's not difficult, is it? You think that's easy to copy, that's easy to replicate.
100.
But it probably took years and years. I mean, this is a player as well who's had her troubles with her throw. She's just a joy to watch, and I've got a funny feeling watching this performance. Number one, she just wants to
41.
get the qualifications sorted. And I think she's also thought, I ain't letting you beat me again, Jamie.
41.
Well, Bo knows she wins any two matches at any stage of the evening. She will qualify through because of the golden rule of 10 in Group B. If every player's got at least 2 points on the board, 10 is enough to mathematically send you through.
That's something she's impressed me with as well when she pet 8 is going low on the treble 20. But she's not having to go down to the 19. She's been able to manoeuvre around that. She needs this 80 finish for a rapid fire 2-0 lead. 13 darter in the first one.
Game shot
15 darter in the second.
Bo Greaves.
107.36. That equates to 28 darts.
That against Jamie to throw first. Game
Once again, Jamie Durrant. He's either winning scrappy games or he's taken a couple of big beatings, hasn't he?
100.
Well, that's what could be the big issue for him later on this evening. The legs difference. Currently at this particular stage, -4. He's going to have to get that somewhere close towards a even
55.
par if he's going to give himself the best possible chance. But you mentioned Bo Greaves there in terms of the way she can work around a target. I think one of the best traits she has is a game which some players can
140.
overcomplicate. She tries to keep as simple as possible.
Excellent response here from Jamie Durrant. A couple of 140s.
84.
Now winning the opening match after 2 legs, he was averaging 107, which equated to a 13 and a 15 dart, and then his opponent got back into the game.
180.
But this is the kind of response Jamie Durrant was looking for. Potentially 11 dart, a match full of quality.
135.
Bo won't be overly perturbed
Jamie
because it is a leg
141.
on Jamie's darts. Did have some problems finishing legs off in his game against Chaz Barstow, 4 from 17 on his doubles, but
Jamie
12
Durrant.
darter there. Every single leg in this match has been won in 5 visits or
Don't forget
fewer.
Bo to throw
And if
first.
John Part was sat in the seat next to me, he would say that any good game is a match which is won, or legs are won, in no more than 5 visits apiece.
180.
3 180s in this match already. 2 of them going to Bo.
Well, yesterday we
100.
made a prediction that Bo Greaves will hit a 9 darter this week. Won't be with this leg.
You and your big mouth.
60.
Bring back Chris Murphy. We have 9 darters for fun when we're together.
Yeah, where is Chris Murphy?
Notice you still haven't retweeted
42.
the MSS 9 darter yesterday. Any reason?
Because it's not about me, Glenn. Don't need to look at my tweets or anything like that.
No one does.
180.
180 number 3 for Bo Greaves on an 81 after 9, average of 110.61. Now, she did break the record for the highest ever average attained by a female player in this building in a game against Kevin Painter in April last year. And she's going through the gears, and she's continuing to hit
Bo
mesmeric
Greaves.
heights. 3-1 she leads, average of 108.80, and that 12 darter is her best of the match so far.
It might take another 12 darter to beat that record, but just sit back and enjoy.
100.
I have a funny feeling, as much as it's a big game for Jamie, he's just enjoying the match himself. He's had a game with Chaz Barstow where it was full of tension.
96.
The importance of winning that game just overtook all the stats. We're just watching it. We're watching a genius in action.
It's like when Roger Federer sets foot at Wimbledon, like when Serena Williams sets foot out at Flushing Meadows for the US Open. When BEAU GREAVES plays darts, it feels like an event.
100. 96.
And look, she's not going to have pressure put on her as to what she's going to do come the end of the year. But if she was to play at the Alexandra
60.
Palace, could you imagine some of the headlines it would gain? Could you imagine the interest that it would pique?
And I think that match she had at the UK Open with
96.
Luke Humphries was a little, just something to her where, I don't know if she's practiced, she's just got the talent. I mean, what she's doing now is as good as anything that's out there.
140.
Her average is still circa 106. Jamie's playing his part, 74 points left. Loves double 10, he told me. He's right as well, once away, that's the way to do it.
Jamie Durrant.
Well, he needed that just to keep
Six-legged
himself in the
bouncer
contest, and to his credit, he has.
on.
But the problem he has is BEAU GREAVES has the darts here to win this match. And actually, if you break things down this year, pound for pound, you look at every single metric, every single circuit, you can argue BEAU GREAVES is the best player in the world without a tour card.
5 180s in this match, 4 belonging to BEAU GREAVES. We can't even get our sentences out with her without
95.
shouting out another 180. You sort of hold your breath, don't you, Henry? Because I can clearly see what was going through your
48.
mind there. It was going through mine too. Maybe she's just waiting when there's a crowd in there on a Saturday night. That's what's coming next.
She realised Chris Murphy's commentating tomorrow evening.
58. 100.
But she is in full flow and now in full control of this contest. Average of 107.19. Jamie Durrant averaging 93. He's hardly put a foot wrong. He hasn't really been allowed to put a foot wrong, really, has he?
140.
This is arguably his best performance on that stage. He's mid-90s. Like I said, he knew what his big game was. He's got a huge couple of games coming up.
137.
Playing 2 games in those first 3 matches, I think he'd be fairly happy with what's happened so far. Sometimes you've just got to say the better player won,
60.
and Greaves has
Bowie
played
McGuire,
magnificent.
36.
Setting a stall out.
Game
BEAU GREAVES
shot
is
and
an
the
enigma.
match.
She is a
BEAU
generational
GREAVES.
talent, and she has provided those sorts of goods with an average of 108.41, 4 180s, 4 from 5 on her doubles, and the way she walks off stage, it was as if it was just another game of darts. She beats Jamie Durrant by 4 legs to 2. Coming up next, Jimmy Van Schie takes on Chaz Barstow.
Charlie McGuire, 164. 44. 32. Charlie require 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls at this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
require
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts. But he'll be coming back.
It's a moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the
81.
stage,
Charlie
approaching the
required
hockey with a
20.
chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone I think he's gone to bust it, maybe. The first title he won, he wanted 20, he went 6 7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust. And
39.
on that situation there, George Scaife wasn't even able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie,
Threw
you
the entire
require
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia require 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Got
Couldn't get the job
it.
done.
Got it, the match. And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Scaife.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Scaife.
And welcome back to the Modus Super Series live on Pluto TV. And I hope you have just witnessed that masterclass from BEAU GREAVES. Her first game of the night against the luckless Jamie Durrant, who himself played his part in a stunning game, but 4 180s, an average over 108. BEAU GREAVES looked sensational. Championship winning form for BEAU GREAVES. And maybe, just maybe, her biggest challenge this week could be that man taking his darts out there. A legend here at the Modus Super Series in Jimmy Van Schie against a player who's been
First
really
player
up
against
and
Jimmy
down.
to
I think
throw
it's
first.
fair to say that Henry and
Game
Chaz
on.
Barstow came into this week in grand form, but his opening games of the week have been poor.
Yeah, he's certainly somebody that has to build up ahead of stride. But Jimmy Van Schie
140.
made a statement in his opening game. 104.12 average and a 4-1 dismantling of Darrell Fitton, who himself actually played half decent in that game.
32.
Yeah, the 104 average from Jimmy, the 108 from BEAU GREAVES. You know, Group B hasn't disappointed, but them two have been the headline act, and they're suddenly taking
100.
control of this group. I think tomorrow night's going to be wicked. I really do.
Do you know what the biggest shame is, Glenn?
You're working tomorrow?
93.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
I think the biggest shame is at least one of them is guaranteed not to be playing at Champions Week.
Yes, I agree.
85.
I agree. You know, it's just to have them. I mean, it's just been one of those weeks where you looked and well, he can qualify, they can qualify.
66.
But also on the positive side,
140.
on the positive side, the winner of this week 7 is going to go into what's already a breathtaking 6 qualifiers already. I think there's a beautiful balance.
78. Jimmy
Potential
McGuire,
13 darter
36.
from Jimmy. Lovely opening leg on throw.
Doesn't have to chase the double 9 if he doesn't want to, but perseveres, has a look at Chaz's score, and is going to bust it. Now, actually, having a look at BEAU GREAVES' numbers. Now, Schie McGuire has the highest running average in this series, which is around about 94.5. Now, BEAU GREAVES' average yesterday is 94.79. She carries on playing to that type of level. She'll be
36.
guaranteed pretty much to be playing in Group A at Champions Week if she's to keep that standard and win the week.
Game
Couple
shot on
nines
the
found
Thursday.
eventually by Jimmy Van Schie
Jimmy
to take a
Van
1-0 lead. In fact, no players averaging in excess of 90 to win a week and not
Second
playing in a
leg
Group A.
against
And
Chaz,
having a
the
look at the
throw
numbers so
first.
far this series, that will probably carry on that way.
Do you think Champions Week Group A is where a play if you could choose a group to be in? Because personally, as Chaz finally
180.
starts finding that treble 20, I personally like to be in Group B.
Now, there is a change to the rule because of that. Because
100.
of that particular ruling, if you decide that you've qualified for a Group A and it ain't for me, I've got something else on, or can't be bothered. Your average gets
93.
deleted and you get put back into the basement that is Group C, which actually, over the last few series, has been quite fortuitous because that is where Jensen Walker came from to win a series, where Andreas Harrison has come from to win a series.
140.
And final question, what week would you like to win? I mean, I think 7's great. 7, 8 gives you a couple of weeks then to prepare.
30.
So statistically, week 8 and week 10 are the best weeks to win. There's had a couple of winners apiece. Luke Little has won a week 8 and a week 10. Conan Whitehead's won a week 8, gone on to win a Champions Week. Jim McEwen's won a week 10 and then gone on to win a Champions Week. However, there has been a slight change in trend because the last couple of series, the winners have come from the
Jimmy Buck,
opening couple of
161.
weeks worth of play. Darius Labanowski's won week 1 in Series 9 and Jensen Walker won week 2 of Series 10.
I'm going to stop asking you questions.
97.
Just a number would have been fine. Just could have said number 7, Glenn. Number 9, Glenn.
Yeah, but see, when you get these like certificates and that, like we get told to like elaborate our points.
98.
Actually, in school it was
Jimmy
called the
Buck,
P chain.
64.
Point, evidence, explain.
It's the 16th bed for Jimmy Van Schie. He'll stay there for double 16.
Game shown
He
the
had a
second
similar
leg.
finish like that
Jimmy
last
Van
night as
Schie.
well. One dart in hand. Jimmy and Bo are putting on a real masterclass
So like
today.
it's Jimmy to throw first.
As a matter of fact, you look at the previous couple of Champions Weeks, Series 9, Week 1 and Week 6 was the final. In Series 10, it was actually
60.
the winner of Week 2 and Week 3 that made the final. Jensen Walker up against Spivey Man.
Are you still answering the question from 20 minutes ago? Dear me.
45.
Best self-made nickname in darts, Spivey Man.
You'd never make a pundit. Short, sharp, tell the story.
125.
Stick with me, kid.
And I might be here again in 5 years' time.
133.
Is time running out for Chaz Barstow? Because guess what his next game is? Short answer, Henry. But BEAU GREAVES.
Yeah, three-time world champion who already this week has won 4 matches out of 5, has posted an average of 108.41 this evening, 4 180s, and every single leg has been won in 5 visits or fewer. Just an
127.
easy assignment for Chaz, who is threatening the break back in this leg. But Van Schie here, 140, puts him in charge of proceeding. 140 got, averaging just under the 95 mark in this one. Comfortably playing mesmerically.
96. Jimmy for 118.
Has he got Barstow's number? Perfect start. Tops for a 3-0 lead. A comfortable one-way traffic
78.
lead. Something's got to happen to
Chaz
Chaz Barstow tonight. This has to go.
And go it will.
And
And that could be the fuel to the Barstow fire.
Full Vegas chance to throw
That could
first.
be
Game on.
the blue touch paper lit for the Winchester Prince, who starts leg 4 on the 19s.
95. $100. $96. $140.
It is a passage of play. Now, Chaz Barstow's definitely finding the treble. The unfortunate thing for Chaz is Jimmy's going nowhere.
100.
Good scores, good finish. But Jimmy will start to ton 40. He's back in the treble again. So everything Chaz is doing, which is very positive right now. The response from the Dutchman has been exceptional.
121 left after just 9 darts, and Barca has to hit big here. And there's, even if he finds a 140 like he does there, there's not a guarantee he even comes back to the board in this leg.
Treble 17. That would have left the bullseye. And Barstow
97. Chance for quite
was an
7.
excellent opportunity. Jimmy a 2-0 up. You have to say it was a a massive favourite to see out this game, but Barstow, this is his biggest start of the night.
Game shot on the 4 flag.
Well, opportunities
Chaz
are
Barstow.
coming with crumbs, but Chaz Barstow is taking
Looks like
full
it's Jimmy to
advantage
throw
of them from
first.
2-0
Game
down.
on.
He's pulled it back to 2-2, and Jimmy Van Schie will be scratching his head, wondering why he's in this quandary.
100.
And I tell you what, it makes this group very, very interesting. A Barstow victory here. If Chaz can get over the line, of course it will
93.
increase his chances of qualification. But all of a sudden, Jimmy Van Schie's not looking so comfortable. Jamie Durrant's not looking so comfortable.
140.
Good game.
Well, you have to say that every single match, well, apart from the first one, has been an absolute cracker.
There's only been 3 games.
38.
See, Glenn, this is like part of the whole...
Oh,
you
I
got to
need to
build
build
it up.
it up.
Come
Got
on,
you.
come on, Glenn.
Gotcha.
Been great, hasn't it?
What a night, what a night. Yeah.
91.
Stick with me, you'll go far.
Yeah. Maybe a 170 could get me excited.
Oh, it could.
61. Jimmy McGuire 170.
Now labelled the big fish. Not to be for Jimmy. No reaction. He knows at least the treble 19.
96.
Still makes him a big favourite on throw. Barstow way back on 309. Needs a couple of trebles.
99.
Well, as Van
Jimmy
Schie
McGuire
weathered the storm,
74.
Chaz Barstow had a couple of counter-attacking opportunities, which he took, but Van Schie on the front foot.
50.
Cannot find the double 12, but he has got time on his side.
Yeah, just a little look over the score of Chaz Barstow. Once again, he hit a couple of trebles on the 210 in the previous leg.
100.
There's pressure
Jimmy
on this
McGuire,
double 12.
24.
You'd expect him to get it. Good marker. This game's about to get interesting. What a
Game
dart.
shot on the 5th flag. Jimmy Van Schie.
Van Schie moves 3-2 to the good, and a leg away from
Six leg
moving
is
himself
Chaz to throw
onto 8
first.
points in
Game
the group. And in fact, if he wins this game by any margin, he would actually go top of the table on legs difference from BEAU GREAVES, though of course BEAU would still have a game to play in this round
93.
against Darryl Fitton after the break. Remember, 10 points is the safety net for all the players tonight, so Jimmy would be 1 win away.
140.
His next game is against Jamie Durrant before finishing up against BEAU GREAVES. He'll be hoping that the job is done before that particular fixture against the 3-time world
96.
champion. As for Chaz Barstow, he loses this, then he is in big bother. He's relying on people to do him favours
95.
pretty much for the rest of the night.
Yeah, game 8 keeps looking at me. Darryl Fitton versus Jamie Durrant. Darryl could do a big
86.
favour for Chaz Barstow if the matches go like we think they will go. Where's the one spoiler?
139.
Still very much all to play for, but very, very impressed with Jimmy Van Schie. He was asked a couple of questions in this game. It looks like he's had the answers.
99. Jimmy McGuire 127.
Well, it's a shame really that Paul Hinks isn't here because both players are 1-2-7. This one's to win the game. Barstow to save the game.
99. Jimmy
Stunning
McGuire
last start.
127.
Simply has to go. He's got a chance. 17s. It's bullseye.
102. Jimmy McGuire 28.
Disappointing for Barstow. Van Schie's look focused throughout.
Game
He's an
shot
exceptional
and a
player.
match.
And he's on the
Jimmy
cusp
Van
of
Schie.
qualification. Provisionally goes top of the table. He was asked a lot of questions there from Barstow. He was a lot more impressive in this game than he was in his first game. But time is running out for Barstow. Jimmy Van Schie and BEAU GREAVES are putting a masterclass on tonight. And speaking of BEAU GREAVES, she's up next and she plays Darryl Fitton.
12-year-old Jada Walker!
I won't say this has to go for Jaden. Big pressure for the little man, but what a shot to stay alive this would be.
Jada Walker taking Britain! And Jada Walker!
Going to get better than that too. A double 14.
And the match, the Super Series champion,
The leading light. The Super Series is sweet success for the 16-year-old.
How does he hit that? That's how he hits it! And Jensen Walker is a Super Series success story!
Shot and a Modus Super Series Week 9 champion!
Double 12. Ryan Branley, that is superb.
Turns to the score. He's going to go for the big fish. He's going to get the big fish.
Needs to go, and that's exactly what it does. Henry Coates finds the middle.
So, Rising Stars takes place in the middle of August, and tickets have gone on sale, and there's going to be 12 stars of the future in action here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. It's a place which has brung through many great young talents in the past, and I'm sure we're going to see another assembly line of future champions on offer in that week. We've already seen a man who's made it through to a final in this particular series who's going to be in action there. That's Charlie Manby, and he was only beaten in the final by that 302-point burst in 6 from Adam Gavlas to win week 6. But now to game 5 as Dal Fitton takes on BEAU GREAVES, the middle match of the night. For BEAU, she got her evening up and running with an 108.41 average, 4 180s, 4 from 5 on the doubles in a 4-2 win against Jamie Durrant. Dal Fitton played well against Jimmy Van Schie, but he wasn't allowed any opportunities. He had one dart at a double. He took it despite averaging 98 and change. Jimmy Van Schie, to all intents and purposes, played him off the board in that one. So assignments don't really get much easier when you've got a 3-time world champion up against you, who is playing some of her peak darts at this present moment in time. Dal Fitton must be wondering if he didn't have bad luck this week, he probably has none at all.
They have played on this stage already tonight. I'll say no more.
First leg, it's BEAU to throw first.
Yeah, they played in a challenge
Game
where
on.
the dartboard was different in terms of dimension, but we're going to leave that there. It is available for you to watch on Pluto TV in the not too distant future.
180!
Unbelievable.
That's her 5th of the night already. In matter of fact, it's her 13th 180 of the group. She's only played 6 and a bit matches. And actually, that's the 4th time tonight she's kicked off a leg of a 180.
60.
Well, you did promise me a 9 darter this week from BEAU. Is she saving it for tomorrow night?
Oh, the roof would come off this place, Glenn, if she hit a 9 darter tomorrow. The
44.
only way the roof could be raised further is if Jimmy Van Schie hit one. And that's only because if he jumps up, there'd be a couple of cracks.
Will it be a glass roof?
No, it's very wooden, this ceiling.
140.
Which is probably why, actually, when you think about the conditions and you think about some of the heat, it's probably part of the reason why it's so warm in this building. This used to be a former church once upon a time. And the wooden roof means that actually the heat really does stay in the building. Also, you can't air condition it. You can't do things like that because it'll affect the conditions of play. But all these players keeping their cool amidst the furnace heat. And BEAU GREAVES is bringing the heat. 1-2-1 check out. As routine could get.
Darryl to throw first. Game on.
12 darter. An absolute joy. Darryl Fitton could do nothing about it. Just stood back and total admiration. In the interview that we had with him yesterday, the first thing he said when he saw the name of BEAU GREAVES, at first he went, oh no. But second he went, you know, what an opportunity to be playing someone.
95.
She's going to write all the records, isn't she?
She's not had a leg above 5 visits all night so far.
This one will be 16 darter now. Commentator's curse from Henry Deacon. Keep your eye on that left-hand screen where it says 3.
100.
Of course, that's how many darts have been thrown. Not once has she gone over 15. Unbelievable. Dare I say, she's just looking better and better. I thought last night
100.
she was in cruise control. I use the analogy, Henry, where it's a 1,500 metre heat and she's just secure in qualification, just jogging around, saving her energy. I think tonight she's come with real menace.
Well, I think it's perhaps ominous that she said in her interview,
125.
she said she didn't really feel as if she played very well despite averaging the best part of 95 for the night. Now, if you have a look at the metrics on the professional circuit, if you average around about 95, and I understand that I'm comparing this to a much larger sample size, but if you're averaging around about 95 over an elongated period of time, that sees you in and around the top 20 in the performance ratings.
99. Value of 167.
Just while you were talking there, my mind was sort of going back the season I played for Yorkshire County, and she sat in the front table as this youth player.
97.
Just demolishing everybody in her way. And now I just sitting back and commentating. Oh, what's a real joy. And it does feel like, once again, I'm ignoring Daryl Fitton, who's doing absolutely fine in his own right. He's going to get a dart. Oh, only just. Only just. Look at the reaction from both of them there. But it's tops for 1-1.
Well, perhaps the one irony about
you
that
record
dart
it,
that could have been also Erison meant there was a little bit of room to manoeuvre, but was unable to find the tops. And you just get the sense that BEAU GREAVES is just going to pick apart opportunities like this. Double 4, and that run continues. She has won
BEAU GREAVES.
6 legs tonight. All 6 have been won in the space of 15 darts or fewer.
Game on.
Her average right now, 111.33. And she just doesn't even look as if she's hit her stride yet. That is the worrying thing for
100.
everybody else.
Is she the best woman player you've ever seen, Henry?
In terms of natural talent, in terms of the numbers she's punched in, there's not an argument. Look, I do think a lot of the things that Trina Gulliver's done in her career, because it was in a different time, a different space, it doesn't
82.
get the recognition it should. She won 10 world championships, but you look at some of the numbers she punched in some of those finals, it would be competitive in any arena at any time.
85.
But BEAU GREAVES is taking the standard of the women's game up to another level. But that is naturally what evolution should be. Trina brought the stand to a cusp of it needing to be there. And then you saw Lisa Ashton just begin to raise that level a little bit. And now BEAU GREAVES is taken to a level the like of which I don't think we've ever seen before. I suppose you can make comparisons in the men's game to Phil Taylor, who set a stall, set a standard. Then we saw Michael Van Gerwen bring an A game which was beyond anything else. Then you see the two Lukes go beyond anything else. And that's exactly what BEAU GREAVES is doing here, averaging just a shade under 114.
Have you finished?
60.
This leg could be finished.
Oh, you require 136.
Very quickly.
Another potential 12 darter. It's a big ask.
You're the one that asked the question, Glenn.
Just a
60.
yes. A no.
But yes, I agree. She's brought the standard up to another level.
That would have been fine. Would have kept the viewers then.
Well, no one's taken their eyes off this type of
You require
performance.
76.
76, a 3-0. And to keep that run of 5 visit legs going tonight.
56. We have 119.
Yeah, I'm surprised Darryl stayed on the 20s bed with his last start, because he could have just evened this off to leave the Shanghai. 119 does feel a lot more difficult because of the manoeuvring around the board, but once again, he would have had an opportunity at tops there.
59. You require 20.
16 darter. Oh,
No score.
maybe not even the leg win at all.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah,
was an
60.
average buster. So he had an opportunity, 80 in leg 2. Could have very easily made this match 1-1. And tops here.
Game shot on the third leg.
Fair play,
Darryl
Daryl.
Fitton.
Fair play. It does feel like, as a pair of commentators, that
Darryl to throw
95% of the time we're talking about the brilliance of BEAU GREAVES and just maybe forgetting the impact that Daryl Fitton's had on this Group B. And I say that in the most utmost respect. I know he's sat only on 2 points, but his performances...
93.
He's ran into some real big numbers, some big averages, some excellent matches. But I hope he looks back like me and you were doing as well. I've been very impressed.
Well, let's put it this way. He plays like this in Group C, he qualifies. Simple as that. Just don't tell Conan I said that, will you, please?
Yeah, Group C was brilliant. I have to say it was so enjoyable.
100.
Cruise control in the end for Jared Cole, and then it was it was a battle royal that went down to the penultimate game. A winner takes all, just like a Group C should be.
93.
Well, it was interesting. I was actually walking down the street earlier on this evening, and Conan called my name, and we're having a little bit of a chat about the week so far, and he feels like so far he's just not really been able to get going. He said the 9 darter's really kind of been the only thing that's sort of happened for him so far.
168.
Oh, I think Owen Binks enjoyed that. It's not a number you hear very often.
Owen Binks is always having fun.
140.
Daryl Fitton could be moments away here from squaring this match up.
Well, not to be on this occasion, but luckily for Daryl, BEAU's just hitting a bit of a plateau in this particular contest.
47.
And chances are just beginning to arise for the Dazzler.
Is it to do with the pace of the game? Is it the fact that Daryl Fitton's picked up? And as Henry says, she's plateaued.
180.
Once again, she makes him look like another fool.
Normal service resumed. Incidentally, because she lost that previous leg, she's still on for that record of every single leg she's won tonight being in 15 darts or fewer.
77.
So
You're requiring 47.
Guaranteed she's going to miss this now.
This will go first dart. First dart at double 16. Second dart at double 16.
15.
Oh, I'll give up.
Apologies for Henry Dick and everybody. I'll try and take control of this commentary now. Daryl Fitton now for double 8 for 2-2. You can see the frustration behind there from BEAU GREAVES. Great camera angle. You just see the flight of the dart coming over. Just looks a little bit fidgety. Resets.
Game shot on the
2-2.
Daryl Fitton.
Desmond at the Live Lounge.
Fifth leg, it's BEAU to throw first. Game on.
We talk about adaptability, versatility this afternoon, and I said the one play this week where that comes into in relation to the pace of the game has been Daryl. And you talked about the heat out there, and that can be affected as the game goes on. But he's still, once again, he's averaging just shy. He's been round about that 90 mark up in this game, based on the fact his first average tonight was 98.
58.
As you alluded to, if he was in a different group, Daryl Fitton would be top of the table.
Well, these are some of the averages he's come up against so far this week. He beat Chaz Barstow. Chaz averaged 79. Didn't get out the gate well. But other than that, Jamie Dolan averaged just under 90 against him. BEAU GREAVES averaged 96 against him. Jimmy Van Schie averaged 86. Tonight, Jimmy Van Schie's averaged 104 against Daryl. And so far, BEAU GREAVES is ticking on the ton. He's played okay, but his opponents are just seemingly finding another level against him, which is, I suppose, the biggest backhanded compliment you could be paid.
I think he's enjoyed it. And how often can you say that when you've
100.
only got the one win under your belt? That interview that you had with him yesterday, it sort of said, this could be a tough week for him. He said I might fatigue my kick in. I'm not playing an awful lot of darts. I'm not really sure where my game is at. I was worried.
I just get the sense these are all bonuses now for Dowell. Yes, he wants to win and he wants to do things and he wants to compete, but he knows that he's heading towards those twilight years. But he wants to prove that he's still got a good game in him, and he has done that over the course of the last couple of days. The only problem is BEAU GREAVES is another level to anybody at this level. And that's another 14 darter.
BEAU GREAVES.
And you know what I'm going to say, Glenn? You might as well say it for me.
Sickler against Darrell to throw first. Game.
Did you say something, sorry?
Every single leg BEAU GREAVES has won tonight have been in 15 darts or fewer. That's now 7 in a row. Well, we thought that Shane McGuire's average record for this series could not be surpassed. Well, BEAU GREAVES could be going some way towards shattering it.
Thought. TH.
134.
Or a F.
Me and pronunciations don't exactly go hand in cap.
140.
Beautiful once again from Fitton. Here's the response from BEAU GREAVES.
140.
My producer in my ear has told me that I even got pronunciation wrong. I can't speak!
Oh, you can.
Well, BEAU GREAVES is looking to finish this job off. 2-2-7, and she's unable to leave herself on a finish, so the door has been opened up here for Fitton to take us all the way to a last leg to side. And that first dart, that is smack bang perfect for him.
100.
You will get something right tonight, Henry, I promise. You've got the certificate at home.
Right, can I make a suggestion then? Can I try and correct myself?
60.
Darrell Fitton does not hit this in this turn, but he will win this leg.
This is guaranteed to go now, everybody. 3-3. Ouch.
See, I told you, you'll get it with the next turn.
80.
Which means that BEAU GREAVES is going to hit this one 2-4.
124.
Oh, I tell you, nearly bust the score again there. But this is for the match. It's been an impressive performance once again from BEAU GREAVES. And she just gets better and better as the competition goes on.
GREAVES.
Just shy of 100 average again. Just a special mention there to Darrell Fitton. He clips himself around the head there because he knows on that the 120 finish by missing the ball. But BEAU GREAVES at times looks like she was struggling, yet still averages just shy of a ton. She is some player. Another big game coming up. It's Jamie Durrant next against Jimmy Van Schie.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series. This is what we've seen so far this evening. Before the break, BEAU GREAVES hardly broke sweat and nearly averaged a ton to get the better of Dal Fitton by 4 legs to 2 ton plus checkouts, a 1-2-1 and a 1-2-4. She's won 8 legs tonight and she has not gone above 15 dart territory. It's also been a good night so far for Jimmy Van Schie. He's won both of his opening matches so far, and that is reflective in terms of the state of play in the league table. There's a uniformity about this league standings. BEAU GREAVES on 8, BEAU GREAVES on 10, Van Schie on 8, Jamie Durrant on 6, Chaz Barstow on 4, and Dal Fitton at the bottom on 2 points. So that is this week, but next week we have got some Super Series superstars on show. For the quickest game ever, double top for clean sweep. 4-0
to put Sykes off. It isn't!
Tom Sykes! Game shot of 4 flags.
Only needs the one.
Tops. Oh, absolutely magic from the mullet.
Oh, this is on now. This is on now. Bullseye.
Oh,
we are seeing ton shot.
1 dart at tops. Only needs 1 dart at tops. 2 darts. A double 16. And Richie Howson is the ultimate legend of the Super Series.
Richie, the Ultimate!
A week of champion quality. Tom Sykes and Graham Usher have both lost Champions Week finals in the past. Jamie Kelling has also participated at a Champions Week in the past, as too has Paul Hogan. We're also going to see the debut of Dan Hands here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. The action's going to get underway Monday morning from 9:30. I'm going to watch it all here on Pluto TV. And as a matter of fact, I can let you into a little bit of a secret, because in the commentary box next week, there's going to be 13 World Championship titles. Trina Gulliver's going to be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And you're going to be back, aren't you? Next Thursday and Friday. We get to reconvene once again. It's not just a one-off summer fling.
Yeah, it feels like there's a real uniformity about the whole thing, doesn't there? Yes, I'll be bringing down Carl Coleman with me, so really looking forward to his performance. And
first leg is Jamie to throw first. Game on.
Carl has been inspired by Jamie's performances. He is on the cusp of qualification now. Maybe this is the game he can, dare I say, go out and try to enjoy, because he's
140.
He's a big second favourite against the very, very impressive and banging form Jimmy Van Schie. But there's a big game coming up for for Jamie Durrant soon against Daryl Fitton. And if BEAU GREAVES beats Chaz Barstow, it's in the hands of that young man in your picture.
Hang on, what I'm beginning to get the gist of is the 2 weeks you've been here, there's been 2 people from the North East. Are you just running a taxi agency and doing some commentary in the meantime?
80 quid petrol I'm getting.
100.
Did you know that Jamie offered me petrol money? I was actually insulted when he did. His family. I was coming here anyway. What an insult.
And so you charged him double as a consequence.
He's going for free, and I'm very proud he's of it. Started well.
95.
It was a
Jamie
proper job by Jimmy Van Schie over Jamie yesterday. They were the levels that he will have to find in the future. Should really switch 64. At that point, because a single 20 would have left the 90.
So Jamie back for 97. What pressure can Van Schie apply? Knowing that a win in this one would be enough for his
98.
mathematical qualification. Went double.
37.
Didn't get. Is he going to be punished?
It's a big part. I've got to get used to this double. You don't want to give this man any chance. He had an unbelievable double top yesterday. This time there's a lot more of the bed for him to see. Still will be a worldie.
40.
So Jamie back for
Jamie
60.
requires 60.
Van Schie having missed an opportunity to take out this opening leg against the throw. Durrant's got 2 at tops.
Game
Takes
shot
it
in the
last
first
start in
leg.
hand into the
Jamie
top left-hand
Durrant.
corner. Durrant 1 up.
Second leg is Jimmy to throw first.
Though I will ask you a question on next week's players, Glenn, because you look at the players that are in action. Which player in particular are you looking forward to seeing next week?
100.
Yeah, really good question. Of course, Graham Usher from Scarborough is. I go back to when he was playing at Southampton as well. He then went on to get his tour card. I'm
81.
a huge fan. I really like Jamie Kellen. I think he'll have an outstanding chance of qualification as well. You know, Paul Hogan's been there and done it so many times. It's a good
140.
field.
One name would have been enough, Glenn.
60. $100.
Well, this has been a good leg for Van Schie, down to 161 after just 3 visits to the board.
Yes, he squeaked that dart into the treble there.
134. Jimmy
Good response from Jamie. He's looking good once again. I think he'd have gone for that.
137.
Back and looking good for 1-1. And all Jamie can do is throw in a maximum. He said in practice he was hitting them for fun, just really didn't have that transition onto there. But he's given himself an opportunity. But when you're playing Jimmy Van Schie, you don't expect to come back. But he might.
But he won't.
On the second leg.
Van Schie squares up at 1 apiece. There's a real poise and purpose about Jimmy, and it's kind of been that sense from the first start yesterday. We know he's an enigmatic character. We know he's got this maverick flair at times, but everything so far over the course of this Group B, maybe because of what happened on Wednesday, has been so switched on.
180.
Both started the leg with maxis.
Well, this has taken me back to Group B. Or even Group C with Conan and James Richardson.
85.
And Jimmy is the type of player. Oh, he's brought a little bit of body swing into that one. That was telling me he really fancied
100.
that. Your name for next week, Henry?
Tom Sykes.
He's exceptional.
93.
I did an analysis of his throw for part of some online content that you can get on the Pluto channel.
Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
43.
Jamie looking at 143. Can't be done now. Van Schie will be back for 164.
59.
Tell the
Jamie
other
with
player possibly look out
164.
for next week. Danny Jansen. Always got a good game in him.
The mullet.
Oh, and what a beautiful mullet it is as well.
64. Jamie require 84.
Calm down, Henry. 14s. Bullseye.
59. Jamie require 100.
And Schie looking at a ton to get the break in to get his nose in front in this contest. Be his second ton plus check out of the night.
It was double 6 with his last start. This time it's
Game
double
shot
10 with
the
his
third leg.
last start. That's a
Jimmy
sign of
Van
real
Schie.
quality. It's a real sucker punch to
Over
the
to Jimmy
opponent.
to throw first.
And Jamie Durrant will be food for thought there because he's had opportunities in this game. It's not like yesterday when Jimmy really did a number on him. It's just not. I think,
140.
Henry, Jimmy Van Schie's been inspired by BEAU GREAVES. We've seen him laugh and joke and look at the camera. It's business.
100.
This Group B has been business. He's full of quality, and I put that down to the fact that BEAU's in this group.
He's a man that I think wants to prove a point, and I think he's the type of player now that looks at these as qualification weeks. It isn't, oh, it's nice, I've got an invite to the Modus again for another series. No, this is where he dips his bread, and then he looks at Champions Week as the big fillet steak. The filet mignon of darts.
What on earth are you going on about?
180.
Average in excess of 102 for Julian Van Schie right now. I feel like every single time we look up at our fruit
Jimmy,
machine here in the commentary box, somebody's got an average in excess of a ton.
Yeah, good shout. Double 18.
Game
Just
shot on the fourth
absolute
leg.
thing of beauty once
Jimmy
again
Van
from Jimmy
Schie.
Van Schie. 12 darter, averaging
is
now
Jamie
over
to throw
103.
first. Game on.
His finishing with his last dart in hand has been immaculate. And now he looks at the camera. After I've just said he
59.
hasn't done that all night.
Yes, sir, he says. You wouldn't get that. It's a social media kind of thing.
58.
Akin to the Marcus Rashford celebration, isn't it? You not seen? I suppose you would have watched Manchester United play once or twice.
134.
No, Middlesbrough through and through, mate.
God, you ain't seen some decent football since 2006. When do we play actually next season? When do we play?
Did you not go down?
No, we managed to stay up. Hey, we beat you last season. We took 4 points off you.
132.
Very lucky.
We play you on the 4th of October and the 11th of April. 4th of October here at Fratton Park.
140.
That's me booked in for Modus then.
See you in the car park.
140.
That's good response from Jamie. He looked nervy in that opening game, the game he won. But since then, I thought he played beautifully against BEAU GREAVES.
137.
He's just
Jamie
up against a
McGuire,
real superstar
36.
performance in this double 18, and he was averaging over a ton.
Game shot on the fifth leg. Jamie Durrant.
Touching the ton for Jamie, 99.72. Van
Jimmy to throw
Schie,
first.
102.57. And he has the darts in his hand to see this game through. His numbers tonight are on a different scale. 104.12, 98.07, 102.57 here.
100.
And climbing and rising and getting better as the game goes along.
Could he average 100 for the night? I mean, BEAU won't be that far away.
58.
Yeah, the numbers, they're making a statement. But I've got a funny feeling Reece Robinson, Conan Whitehead are like, throw your good darts tonight.
60.
I'll tell you what could also happen, Glenn.
Please enlighten me.
If Jimmy and BEAU get to the final, based on the numbers that they're throwing,
85.
the loser of it would probably be the first cab off the rank to get a Champions Week invitation if somebody pulls out.
134.
It is a possibility. It has happened before.
$137. $97.
It could be the beginning of the end. Jamie needs one big score here. He looks cool, he looks calm, he's peppering that treble.
100.
Does find it with the last. But the way Jimmy's played tonight, the way he's played, treble 18.
Would have been his third ton plus checkout of the contest.
54.
And
McGuire,
Jamie here is relied
121.
on hitting a ton topper just to stay in this match. Jimmy Van Schie now is at qualification point. If he gets this 56, he won't even get a go at it. He won't even get a go at it. Jamie Durrant finds the 1-2-1, much to
Seventh and
everybody's
final leg is
surprise, and we
Jamie
go
to
all the
throw
way.
first.
That is the quality tonight. You
Game
blink,
on.
you miss.
Absolutely disappointed that his biggest finish of the night and you missed it there, Henry. I mean, what is going on?
Well, actually, it wasn't. He had a 1-2-8 earlier on this evening.
Let me call the 1-2-1 in. That obsession with Jimmy there.
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea. You can do the last leg.
93.
I mean, the impact
93.
for Jamie, if he can win this game, is huge. It's almost saying to Chaz Barstow, you are out. Chaz would have to beat BEAU GREAVES next. That's how important it is. But Jamie Van Schie
180.
is a championship player, a proven winner, a guy that absolutely loves this stage. This is a great match. Imagine what this is going to be doing for Jamie
128.
long term. I think that's a little nod of appreciation from Jimmy. This is a classy
96.
game, Henry. This is beautiful. He might have to take the 1-3-2 to win this game.
95. Jimmy
Just that
McGuire,
lateral drift into the 5. How
132.
important is that going to be, Henry?
You call it, because I messed it up in the previous leg.
The Champagne 1-3-2. It's treble 19. It's such a good marker. It's begging to go in.
107. Jamie McGuire, 85.
Well, he's had a dart now to qualify. That was a qualification dart for Jimmy Van Schie.
Wow. What a match. What a performance. Jamie Durrant has just come of age. He has played, and there's an awful lot of respect there from the gentleman that is Jimmy Van Schie. Wow, I'm very, very proud of you, Junior Dozer. That was a wonderful, wonderful performance against one of the classy players. Look at those numbers. I could wax lyrical about those all night. What a finish. Jamie Durrant's on the cusp. BEAU GREAVES up next. She plays Chaz Barstow.
Welcome back to the beautiful, picturesque, historical live lounge in Portsmouth, the Cathedral of Darts. Game number 7 of the night is a meeting between BEAU GREAVES and Chaz Barstow. And let's dot some I's and cross some T's then, shall we? Because BEAU GREAVES is through to tomorrow night's final. Jimmy Van Schie has joined her. Despite that defeat to Jamie Dunn before the break, we've been doing some dotting of I's and some crossing of T's. And Chaz Barstow cannot catch. And in matter of fact, if BEAU GREAVES wins this game, it is all over anyway. BEAU will be through, Jimmy Van Schie will be through, as too would Jamie Durrant.
Yes, come on, Teesside.
99.
I know it's a 5-hour drive, but come down and surprise Jamie if he does qualify. He is on the cusp. And one proud uncle.
100.
Feels like he's playing at the moment, but the one player who can stop him really kicked in this time yesterday in Chaz Barstow. He is that maverick type player. He won't give up. But he's going to have to do it the hard way because BEAU GREAVES has looked sensational.
I think Chaz, if he doesn't qualify, I feel like this week is a bit of an opportunity miss for him.
He's probably come in the best form I've seen him in a long time. But he's also walked into arguably one of the best fields in a long
95.
time.
Well, he's going to be making the trip to South Korea in September for the World Cup. BEAU GREAVES is looking at a big fish. Looking for the bullseye. Looking to reel it in, and he wasn't too far away.
It's had a bit of everything this week, hasn't it? But that shining star, that beacon,
130
continues to be BEAU GREAVES. He'll want to put this away. You can see the determination in Chaz right now.
Game shot on the first leg. BEAU GREAVES.
Can you think of any more superlatives for BEAU that we haven't used so far? My thesaurus is running out. Stupendous, I'm hearing my ears.
Please don't give Glenn
30.
any sort of lines or help, everybody. I tell you what, shall we see what our good friend ChatGPT has to...
No, we don't do lazy journalism here when I'm here.
59.
You can be unprofessional when I'm not here, but I'd rather use your vocabulary that's in your mind, your research. Let the pictures do the talking.
100.
Well, how about exceptional, remarkable, impressive, superb, stellar, magnificent, marvellous, top-notch, first-rate?
43.
Groundbreaking. Trailblazer.
55.
Dork.
I'm assuming you're talking about me now.
96.
What superlatives would you say about me, Glenn?
Top rank.
60.
Top of the shop. Please say that to yourself every day. I am top rank.
130.
I won't be saying it on TV, let's put it that way. Anyway, Barstow looking at 102 to level this game up at 1 apiece.
He's fighting. That would have been to level game. All he can hope for is BEAU just dips in form. And he finds the magic that we know we can. Chaz Barstow, around about 2021, was posting averages. I thought we were going to be seeing him for a long, long time. Like I say, this is the best version he's come to Modus I've seen for a while.
No score.
But he started very slowly in Group A and both days in his Group B campaign.
Second treble 19 is not found, and so
Chaz,
Barstow comes back for tops to level this game up at 1 apiece.
Game shot
No
the second
mistake.
leg. Chaz Barstow.
It's now or never for Chaz, and he's got himself on the board.
Third leg, it's BEAU to throw first. Game on.
Chaz will play the final game of the night. You sense, if you said to him now, any opportunity of playing Darryl in the last game of qualification he'd take, but he's a rank outsider now based on what's happening and the fact of who he's playing. But he is showing signs of taking control of this game. We have said before, though, when BEAU's challenged, it's usually when
57.
Schie kicks in. I would say also for a defence for Chaz is that game 3 yesterday. Bo did lose to Jamie Durrant.
180.
Interesting.
Well, the tables have kind of flipped because BEAU GREAVES is playing the type of darts that Chaz Barstow was throwing at the beginning of the night, whilst Chaz Barstow is throwing the type of darts that BEAU GREAVES was throwing at the beginning of the night. Am I on cue? BEAU GREAVES has hit 180.
And Chaz might hit back-to-back.
140.
Well, potential 11 dart breaker throw here for Chaz to move 2-1 to the good in this game.
Did we write off, or did I write off Chaz Barstow?
100.
A little
Chaz,
too
we're going
early. This would be for a breaker throw. This is making this crew very, very interesting.
Chaz
Respect to Chaz Barstow. He's giving it everything right now.
Fourth leg is Chaz to throw first. Game on.
Averaging well over 96, dominating every stat I'm looking. Has the darts. Is the tide turning?
But it's only a couple of legs on the board, and we know that BEAU GREAVES has these enigmatic bursts where she can reel off leg after leg in such quick time. You're never safe when BEAU GREAVES is at the board. It's the darting equivalent to swimming with the sharks, where you just know that at any moment, even if you're in front of that tide, in front of that curve, you know that BEAU GREAVES will try and chase you down and will try
85.
an overlap and finish the job off. 50th anniversary of the film Jaws coming out this year. Matter of fact, it's the anniversary today. Didn't it come out on July the 4th?
180.
Anyway, second max.
Good game, this.
85. BEAU 143.
This for a breaker throw. And to make it level, treble 17. The quality, the numbers, the precision, the accuracy of all 5 players tonight is highly commended. And this could be the month for Chaz Barstow. Outstanding. Wonderful. Chaz Barstow is fighting for everything that he has inside of it for qualification.
BEAU to throw first.
Maybe, just maybe, we had Jamie Durrant qualifying after that sensational win over Jimmy Van Schie just a little bit too early.
140.
Well, this is more championship Chaz, isn't it?
Now, all of a sudden, if Chaz does take this one, Jamie Durrant's back up next against Daryl Fitton. You said earlier Daryl Fitton could do somebody a favour. This ain't over yet.
Well, Daryl Fitton plays the 2 players 60. In that particular predicament because he's got Jamie Durrant next and then Chaz Barstow to finish.
$120.
So Jimmy's a very smart cookie, isn't he? And he apparently knew after 2 legs exactly what the scenario was. And that was why you had the little celebration, the yes sir celebration.
140.
Magical darts from Chaz Barstow. He's averaging over 101 right now. And Chaz Barstow has a chance at 106. And Bo's got a finish, was not a gimme. Yeah, you don't need commentary. He's got to think that he's going to get another opportunity, though. So another treble here.
36. BEAU requires 64.
You know what I'm going to say, Glenn? She's not won a leg in more than 5 visits tonight.
60.
But she may well lose this match.
You feel he's going to get at least a dart. It's 2 darts, match darts. The performance of Chaz Barstow so
50.
far.
You require 4.
Has he fallen at the final hurdle? You don't want to bring BEAU GREAVES back into this game. It's Madhouse. And she is back in this game.
BEAU GREAVES.
Chaz Barstow, can he serve out this match?
Sick flag is Chaz to throw
Well, playing like BEAU Greaves, you
Game.
can ill afford to give opportunities. You got the chance to get the job done, you get said job done. We saw it at Wimbledon, didn't we, earlier on today, where Emma Raducanu had opportunities to dispatch of Arina
134.
Sabalenka. She was unable to do so, and then the world number one would go on a win by 2-0. And there's a similar feeling about BEAU Greaves. There may well only be one opportunity
96.
to win a game against bow and arrow, and if you don't take it, then sometimes you get your just desserts.
No, he's been magic as Chaz. He's a couple of darts at the double A. They will hurt.
30.
But. And it's a big but.
140.
Bo is still fighting in this game, and Bo is 60 ahead in this leg. Or should I say it was 60 ahead.
I do also want to say, Glenn, that we've been saying it's felt like BEAU Greaves has been a little bit off it. She's averaging 92.5.
Yeah, like you said, every time we look up some of the numbers we're looking at tonight.
58.
Again, a beautiful last dart to leave a 2-dart finish. This is going down to the wire.
95. Chaz require 97.
Well, this is to keep himself in the race. 21 scored, 76 left. Goes double-double. He does so with these types of shots. And so BEAU Greaves, 112 to take us all the way.
It was half-hearted. Will he be punished for that? It's tops.
92.
It doesn't go, and so Barstow is back for double top to complete a 4-2 victory. To keep himself in the mix. To cling on to his hopes. It's double 10. He's now missed darts to win this match in consecutive legs. And BEAU Greaves is back to take us the distance.
Drama. What drama.
BEAU Greaves.
Chaz Barstow did everything right, but when he came down to those match-winning doubles,
BEAU to throw first. Game on.
Penny for your thoughts, Chaz. And all of a sudden, BEAU Greaves becomes favourite for this match. She has this dart in a last leg decider. Not only could BEAU Greaves be a winner here, just a reminder, if BEAU Greaves does win this game, we have our final player through to tomorrow night, and that will be Jamie Durrant.
59.
Well, BEAU has already qualified, and she's being watched on by an England teammate, Scott Mitchell, who's tuning in this evening. Nice to have you, Scott. Hope you're enjoying another game of darts, pal.
I wish he was here.
So do I.
Right in the corner there for Bo. Everything seems to be going wrong for Chaz at the moment now. 140 points behind. Needs a max. Needs to fill it up.
100.
You sense that is not enough.
Just a couple of tired darts there for BEAU, and this has opened up the door for Chaz, and he has to take advantage of this opportunity. He's being presented with chances that you don't usually get against BEAU Greaves, but he's not been able to take advantage of them.
$58.
What a dart. Now all of a sudden Chaz Barstow becomes favourite for this game, especially if he can find another treble, and does.
170.
The culmination of a fantastic game, which Chaz Barstow's dominated for so much. But it's BEAU Greaves who has a dart at 170.
Chaz requires 76.
That was for Jamie Durrant to go through. That was to send Barstow home, and he's only going to get one dart here to save his skin. That one dart is at double top. His whole week relies on that one dart, which he cannot convert.
25.
For 3 wins. It is the 3 wins, but more
Game
importantly,
match.
Jamie Durrant is through to Saturday night's final, and we say goodbye to Chaz Barstow. And when he looks back, he started his competition playing Group B very slowly, and that defeat to Jamie early doors, so many opportunities there against BEAU GREAVES, but Jamie Durrant is through, and Jamie Durrant is up next against Daryl Fitton.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where we can now confirm the 3 qualifiers through to tomorrow night's final. BEAU GREAVES, Jimmy Schie and Jamie Durrant have all qualified. They joined Conan Whitehead, Jared Cole and Reece Robinson, who won Group A on Wednesday afternoon here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth in tomorrow night's finale. That gets underway from 7:30 in the evening. Game number 8 sees Jamie Durrant take on Daryl Fitton. So it is a last game for Jamie for now. Daryl's halfway through his complement of matches. And so, what are we going to see from this one, Mr. Durrant?
It's Durrant, as in double R, not double W. But yeah, I'm actually I feel really strange, actually, because it was a late caller for Jamie. And to qualify through this brutal Group B is... I'm just incredibly proud of him. It was strange to be commentating on him. I think he found it a little bit difficult, the fact I was going to be up here as well, and I guess he just wants to see out the job against Daryl Fitton. It was his first game yesterday. Very reminiscent of his first game tonight. It was edgy. But he can play with real freedom now. But a big opportunity for Daryl Fitton. Still only under 2 points. And probably Daryl, the way he's been playing, will see this as a bit of a 50-50 game.
Yeah, bit of a toss-up, this one.
100.
Unlike the test match at the minute between England and India, which seems to be
58.
going on. What a weekend of sport we've got ahead of us, Glenn. You've got the continuation of the Wimbledon Tennis Championships, England v India in the test matches. There was an international T20 for the women tonight. The Women's Euros gets underway. England get their campaign up and running against France tomorrow night. Club World Cup quarterfinals, but top of the bill is the Modus Super Series.
59.
Thanks very much. You know, I mean, I'd rather just focus on the Modus Super Series, and yeah, you're absolutely right. But all jokes aside, tomorrow night is going to be a beauty. Looking forward to seeing the groups.
120.
Well, we know already that the first game tomorrow night is Reece Robinson against Conan Whitehead.
I mean, it's going to be games like that all night, isn't it? It's
well, potentially, depending on how the last couple of games go. Game 1 could be Whitehead against Robinson, and Game 2 could be Greaves v Van Schie. Because if Bo finishes top and Jimmy finishes third, then they would meet in the same group in the first game of the night.
Well, it was interesting how much that he knew about what he needed in this game, meaning he'd studied the table.
100.
To the point, there could actually be a group tomorrow night. Bo Greaves, Jimmy Van Schie and Jared Cole. Fitton looking at 52 for the opening leg. Double top. 210s. Now, he has got plenty of time to his aid, does the Dazzler.
32.
I was about to say, he doesn't need time the way he's playing right now. Jamie way back on 184.
56. Daryl required 20.
All this talk of potential fatigue with Daryl. Not on your Nelly. For a holder throw, right smack bang in the middle. Fitton continues to impress.
He's going to be playing at the World Seniors Championship in February. Now, I know there's a long time to go until then. I know form can dip in and out. But if he can get himself ready and poised like he has done for this week come February, there's going to be some scalps that go by the wayside due to this man.
I agree with you. I think this may have, you know, when we talk about Chris Mason and then he got himself ready for the senior, given the impetus to get on the practice board. When you were saying that there, I was thinking, I wonder if this is giving him the confidence to think it's still there. I mean, he hasn't wilted because his opponents have been doing that to him for 2 days, and he's often had some sort of answer. And his response again was very, very good, but a super start to the second leg from Jamie Durrant.
You look at the players that are there. Ross Montgomery heads the field as defending champion. John Henderson, Robert Thornton, Richie Houghton, Simon Whitlock, Steve Beaton, Darryl Fitton, Tony O'Shea, Neil Duff, Trina Gulliver, Vincent van der Voort, Martin Adams, Ronnie Highbrecht, Kevin Painter, Mervyn King, John Part, Leonard Gates, Andrew Hamilton, Scott Waits and Richard Burnett.
Now, of all them names, Scott Waits is the one that pricked my ears up there.
59.
Haven't seen too much of Scott, have we, recently?
145.
He's not been here yet. But actually, you think about it, you look at the challenge to Order of Merit this year, Glenn, it's a conversation we can have a little bit more detail, or we can have in a bit more detail in the next leg, but actually a lot of the top players in the Challenge Tour are yet to see this year at the Live Lounge.
Another outstanding return from Daryl Fitton.
40.
Jamie Durrant had this
61.
Very comfortable. He scores a 36 and 84 to leave this 61. That's not the end of the world. 41. Is it going to be tops or 16s? It's tops.
41.
Fitton with an unexpected opportunity.
137 for the break in 2-0. Number 19 doesn't go, and so Durrant is back for 2 10s.
97. Jamie required 20.
His favourite double. On a double, that's been hit so many times this week. There's the marker. And there's the execution, 1-1.
Jamie Durrant.
Level at 1 apiece. As I mentioned, BEAU GREAVES 5th in the Chinese Order of Merit. And prior to her appearance, actually 3 of the top 5 hadn't played here yet this year, because you haven't seen the top 2 in action yet in 2025. Darius Labanauskas and Stefan Belmont. But
57.
you actually look at their calendars and the years they've had, because of their locality and their regionality, they get a lot of cracks at the Euro Tour. And Stefan and Darius have been successful in doing that. So actually, weeks where you think
80.
maybe we could pencil them in, we haven't actually had the chance to see them yet.
Yeah, that Baltic and Nordic tour is it's thriving. I quite enjoy the secondary tours now. Things like the Asian tour have been
81.
the Nordic and Baltic tour, as we talked about. And there's even the China Premier League. I find myself on Dart Connect watching things like that. I mean, it's so much darts going around the world, but the Modus Super Series has its own place right now. It has its own standing.
And it's dedicated channel on Pluto TV. And if you are watching in selected territories, of course, there is other live darts content for you. I believe out in Germany, the Poland Masters being shown on Pluto TV. But here in the United Kingdom and other associated territories, you have a dedicated channel where you can watch all the darts all the time.
91.
And actually, if you download the Pluto TV app, there is plenty of sport that you can watch. You can watch classic matches actually from the FIFA Men's and Women's World Cup. You've got UFC available on the Pluto TV app as well. So plenty of stuff to keep you entertained. Once we're done, actually, we've got a Tungsten story with BEAU GREAVES.
121.
It was myself and Laura Turner talking about the rise of the 3-time world champion. And then that's followed by Andreas Harrison's perfect day.
134. Jamie require 149.
Back to the darts. 149 means treble 19. That would have left double 16.
89.
Fitting looks
we require 84.
menacing on 84. On throw, an important phase of this match.
The treble 16 is located. But will the double 9 be?
75.
Not a lot to separate these two. And just the width of the wire there for Daryl Fitton. Jamie will stay straight. Is that awkward? He has to move to the right-hand side. So there's the camera angle of what he sees. He's pinged a few tops with his last dart, but not this time. He's gone low. Fitton
9.
will be back.
9 left. To put himself 2 onto the good. Double 4. Tell you what, there's a lot of darts that are clipping wires for Darryl tonight, isn't there?
Jamie required 20.
I just get the sense that maybe a little bit of tiredness is beginning to set in here. And
Jamie Durrant.
Unable to win that leg against the throw, but you just get the sense Darryl knows that his race is run. And for Jamie, he knows that his night's coming to a close.
It's not like he's missing by a long way these days. You say you mentioned the wires there.
59.
This is possibly the worst performance of the night from Jamie so far as well. Just wondering where his mindset is right now. In reality, one big performance here to go into tomorrow night, and everything's a bonus for Jamie now. And that's the way he's got to look at it.
85.
As I mentioned, once we're done, you can watch darting content throughout the night on Pluto TV. The BEAU GREAVES story of Harrison's perfect night.
96.
A Tungsten talk with the asset Paul Nicholson. And you'll be able to watch... Actually, we spoke about Darius Labanauskas, so you can actually watch the Series 9 final into the wee hours of, I suppose, this morning now. Well, it says about Harrison's perfect day. What would be your perfect day, Glenn? If I could give you a blank canvas and say, do you know what? This is what I'd like to do with a day off.
Grandson.
42.
When it happens to you one day, Henry, then you'll come back to that answer there. Nice and simple, in the back garden, take him somewhere. It used to be, I used to be like you, looking at sport, darts. But yeah, family's number one.
As it should be, my friend, as it should be.
And I guess that's why I've been a little emotional watching this man up there, because, look, there's a lot of people watching. My phone's going crazy right now. He's just a genuinely nice guy. You know, you want good things to happen to people like Jamie, and I've got a big, some notes here saying don't show bias, but I can't help just, to see how proud I am of what he's doing right now. And he's a family man. But he absolutely loves his darts, and when he switches his phone on, he'll be buzzing because it's going crazy. And what is it, 12:30 at night? The whole of Teesside are up right now.
137. Dowie Rook 143.
Fitton leads himself 143 to square this game back up at 2-2. Can't be done now. So Darren back for 86 to open up a 3-1 advantage in this game.
I think Daryl Fitton will go back to this game yesterday's second game against Jamie. It definitely could have gone either way. And Jamie's kicked on as he looks at the bullseye
61.
once again. Clips the wire this time.
Dowie require 84.
Will it be Fitton? That punishes the miss.
Square up at 2-2.
Tired darts?
Jamie,
I've been waiting for that moment. He hasn't showed it at all. But it's double A for a 3-1 lead. He's on the cusp of another win.
Game shot on the 4 flag. Jamie Durrant.
Real quality and moves to 10 points.
Provisionally.
To throw first. And in this group, he's even got the camera now. He's learning. Shabba.
Well, for Daryl Fitton, he's effectively going to play a game against Chaz Barstow, irrespective of what happens in this game, to determine who's going to finish bottom of this group or not. 42. If he can lose it 4-3, it means that whoever wins game 10 will finish 4th. If he loses it by a margin, then Chaz Barstow would only need to rattle off a couple of legs to ensure he doesn't finish with the wooden spoon. What is the wooden spoon like, Glenn?
You're not talking about my 2021 Premier League performance again, are you?
60.
I don't even think they gave you the wooden spoon that year.
Yeah, you can hear people in the production telling you to have to leave me alone.
Right, this is the same guy that's on social media every single week taunts me.
Because you're putting a rotor on that no one's interested in.
It's my social media. I'll put on what I want. You don't have to like it. You don't have to look at it. Nobody else does.
Well, Daryl Fitton would like this 167 if this goes.
$59.
How about a 180, 160 finish? It could.
I'm going to do some more predicting, Glenn. I fancy this 108.
You haven't got one right this week, so fingers crossed for Daryl. He deserves it. He needs the treble 19, though. Another one bites the dust.
56.
I think it's been the camera curse. Can you believe I give Corner White a bit of a telling off for concentrate on the camera more than the darts? And I think Jamie's just gone a little bit slow in this leg. Concentration seemed to waver a little bit. Will it be punished by Fitton? Doubles are hurting him at the moment.
Game shot on the 5th leg. Daryl Fitton.
Fitton keeps himself in the contest.
6th leg is Jamie to throw first. Game on.
That's how you respond.
140.
And you're saying to Daryl Fitton, you're saying, match that. Advantage Durrant.
57.
Well, on the night where Noel and Liam performed together for the first time in 15 years at points, Jamie Durrant has provided us with an oasis of excellence.
We'll have no song references, are they? They've done that with Paul Nicholson this week, and you were told off, so just leave it at that. Just enjoy the finale conclusion to this game.
You're half the world away with that particular thought.
100.
I would name some more 90s Britpop bands, but my mind's in a bit of a blur. Well, Jamie Durrant here, 6 starts, 217 from a 4-2 victory.
Sounds also simple. Needs a treble.
57.
Just keeping Daryl in this game. Is the one monster score still in Daryl?
$96. Jamie require 160.
Well, we're seeing excellence from Jamie. He'll be delighted to get through this group. He could have finished with real aplomb.
36.
That actually brings Daryl right back in the match, and Daryl would have the dart in the last leg.
Triple 20 ball. Triple 20 won't be located, and so
93.
Jamie Durrant has a 1-2-4, which is going to be commentated on by Glenn Durrant.
It has to go. Treble 18 needed, and bullseye.
99. Now we require 36.
It went the distance between the pair of them yesterday. It was Durrant that was in total control of that match. It was a good fight back then by Daryl Fitton. And it's a great fight back again by Daryl. However, the big difference this time.
7 from final leg. It's Daryl to throw first.
In that 7th and final leg, this time it's Daryl to throw first.
Remember, Daryl still has one more game to go against Chaz Barstow. Jamie Durrant's night comes to a close, but he will be flinging those arrows one more time this week tomorrow night.
Yeah, we had this conversation about Jared Cole earlier where you don't really want to finish your campaign with defeat with a Saturday night to come. So it'll be maximum concentration still from Jamie, but Daryl Fitton has tested every single player in this Group B this week.
60.
I'm sick to death of saying he deserves more than the 2 points he's got. Another opportunity here, but that first 3 darts from Jamie gives him the advantage. The whole match has twisted, it's turned, it's flipped, it's flopped.
Well, there's a possibility Jamie Durrant loses this. Well, if Jamie Durrant does lose this game from this point, he will be guaranteed to take on BEAU GREAVES in the first game tomorrow night.
77. $140.
He must have heard you.
Wins this game, he moves on to 10 points, and Jimmy Van Schie would have to beat BEAU GREAVES. Otherwise, them two will be meeting in game 2 tomorrow night.
Interesting.
82. Jamie with 136.
It does feel like a bit of a marathon game as we enter our 20th minute of this game. A real war of attrition.
96.
But that treble 19 means Jamie Durrant is a huge favourite now. Nothing Daryl could do on 182. Jamie left on his favourite doubles of tops, 10s and 5s, remember. Will there be pressure?
Well, Jamie here looking
17.
at double top to complete a
McGuire, 40.
4-3 success and to end his night and to end his group with a win. Well, he's qualified for a first Saturday here, and he is now heading into that Saturday with a victory under his belt. He gets the better of Darrell Fitton by 4 legs to 3, and the relief on his face tells you everything that you need to know. That's the tail of the tape from that one. Durrant wins by 4 legs to 3. Next up, Schie against Greaves. Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius? Yes. Let's do it then. Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Labanowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison!
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor!
Time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McGuire.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion, retaining his title, the Luke Lidlow! Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where we know the 3 qualifiers for tomorrow night. BEAU GREAVES, Jamie Dump, Jimmy Van Schie. We know that BEAU GREAVES is going to be top of the group. We're just going to dissect who's going to finish second. That win for Jamie Dump means that Van Schie's got to beat BEAU GREAVES in this one to finish in that position. But for Jamie Dump, he's through to finals night. A big achievement for him, and he's having a catch up with his onk.
Well, first of all, Jamie, I'm so happy for you. Very, very proud, uncle. But can I get your immediate thoughts?
I think I'm shocked. Looking at the people in the group, I didn't expect to get through. But yeah, I'm shocked.
Can I take you back to that Jimmy Van Schie game? It was an incredible match. And from your point of view, what was your thought process? What were you going thinking, and how did you feel when that winning double went in?
To be honest, I didn't think much. I didn't expect to beat him because he is, between him and BEAU, it's them are the best two, and I genuinely didn't think I was beating him. And his dart for the 1-3-2, his 25 was perfect to set up the bull, and I was expecting it to go. I didn't think I was getting a shot, but I did, and it went.
And then can I just ask, during that game between BEAU and the very, very impressive Chaz Barstow, did you watch it? Because obviously if Chaz wins that game, he then comes back into the running.
I did. In patches, the 140 when that went in, I was like, there's a lot on my next game, but BEAU done the job for me.
My fear for tomorrow is that you feel like you've reached your target already. Tell me, Jamie, that you can win it tomorrow night.
I think so. I think the way I'm playing, I can beat anyone. I've beat every single person in the group so far. So, yeah, I believe I can win it.
I am so proud of you. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's the family reunion between Glenn and Jamie. And now we have got two of the tungsten titans of the Super Series going head-to-head as BEAU GREAVES takes on Jimmy Van Schie. And yesterday, these two provided the goods. Van Schie missed darts in consecutive legs to win it. Lost out 4-3 to BEAU GREAVES, who averaged just under a ton. Van Schie himself averaging 97 in that contest. And if we have anything near the same in this one, we have got quite the contest ahead of us. It's Van Schie who's going to get us underway. And the fact that this pair are through means that there might be an element of relaxation about things. And if
30.
They're both in the mood as a consequence, strap yourself in, fasten your safety belts, because we could have a humdinger on our hands. These two have been the two that the bookmakers have fancied for the very first dart this week. They were the favourites, the two favourites with the bookies before dart was thrown on Monday. The bookies' favourite before dart was thrown on Thursday. And I am sure that the bookmakers will have these two as the favourites as we head into tomorrow night's action as well.
100.
These are two of the heavyweight players that we can offer you here at the Super Series.
140.
So, I suppose, Glenn, it's a case of just sitting back, relaxing, and enjoying what these two can
100,
provide.
but you require 100.
Yeah, I think when they played each other yesterday, I said it's a preview for the final tomorrow.
42.
But if Jimmy Van Schie loses this game, finishes in third place, has to play BEAU in the first round, maybe the dynamics change and it's BEAU that's come up the traps nicely.
97.
58 left after 12 darts. Well, this has been her range tonight. Winning legs in 5 visits. That's a 14 darter, breaker throw, and Greaves is on the board.
To throw first. Game on.
And I suppose the way Greaves is playing, Jimmy will be thinking, oh, it's a funny old game.
130.
Jimmy Greaves, I've got it. I've got it.
Oh, you are a saint.
Yes. Oh, yes. I can see where you're going with this, Henry.
60.
Usually when both players have qualified, you think it's just going through the motions, and I just sense with this match that they're desperate to win it for obvious reasons. And right now, there only looks like to be one winner. Can Jimmy find the brilliance that we've seen from him, despite not always getting the results? You've been disappointed with that defeat to Jamie Durrant.
$56.
Well, BEAU is in cruise control. Jimmy, at this present moment in time, hasn't really got out the gate, has he? He
55.
knew midway through his previous game against Jamie Durrant that he had got the job done. And so, perhaps no surprise that the
56.
The petrol tank may have just emptied a little bit as a consequence.
we were talking about how players are now having that understanding about the tables, even when we're trying to work the permutations out.
52.
I'm wondering, does he realise if he finishes third that he would have BEAU first game tomorrow?
Yes, he'll know. Oh, he will know. If there's anybody that will understand the intricacies of the format, it'll be Jimmy Van Schie.
And did you say the other player's Jared Cole?
Jared Cole, because he won Group C.
57.
Wow.
Oh, you're requiring 52.
Real group of death, that one. Double top for BEAU. To double the lead for BEAU.
Game shot on the
Double
second
10
leg.
isn't a bode for BEAU, and
Greaves.
it's 2-0 to the three-time world champ.
Third leg, it's Jimmy to throw first. Game on.
Uncharacteristic, this of Jimmy.
45.
Averaging under 70 at the moment.
$85.
BEAU just doing what BEAU does. She's been around that 90 to 105 average. As you said something earlier, every time you've looked up, it's like looking at bingo numbers.
42.
I think the biggest compliment you could pay tonight is how many times you see either 9 or 1 next to the averages of a player this evening.
96.
High quality, but in the end, it's just about qualification. I go back to what Conan Whitehead said earlier. I mean, he's through. Then it's the big time players come together, the crowd, those who course and distance winners, they know how to get there on a Saturday night and win it. There's a different dynamic. Hopefully a fabulous crowd. I'm hoping the family of BEAU Greaves will be here. I'm Jimmy Van Schie's army. I'm hoping they're on the way.
I've heard about 30 will be joining the Van Schie army.
140.
Jared's got a couple of hands full.
Well, if the size of yours, that's not many.
You could not help yourself, could you?
I'm big enough to say I'm sorry.
All is forgiven.
Could that be his fourth start tomorrow?
81.
Because he has always backed it up when they've been there. 160. Got to fancy it now.
120. Jimmy McGuire.
Matter of fact, tomorrow night, Jamie Dunt's the only player in that field that's not won a week before. It's going to be high quality, high octane.
97. We require 40.
One-way traffic. This for 3-0.
Game shot on the third leg.
Well, the double 5 is found with that last start, and BEAU Greaves has got the double break and has opened up a 3-0 lead.
BEAU to throw first. Game on.
To think it's about conserving energy when you've played in the Group B for BEAU. I mean, I think it is for these Group A players.
I think, yeah, for Jimmy, he's played 5 days now, and
100.
he actually played a tournament in the Netherlands at the weekend where he actually found somebody that's taller than him. A guy who's 7...
100.
Genuinely, there's a picture of Jimmy Van Schie, Danny Van Tripe, and another gentleman whose name I really do apologise, I can't remember off the top of my head.
60.
Who is 7 foot 2 inches. He made
100.
Danny Van Tripe look like Owen Binks right now.
I'm not making this up, is it, when I say that aren't the Dutch the tallest in the world?
You're 100% correct.
100.
Tallest nation on average on the planet.
I've actually got a photo in my dark room of Van Gerwen, Barney, Van der Voort, the snooker referee.
Jan Verhaas.
140.
I just look like Owen Binks.
And that's not a look that anybody wants. We love Owen, really.
140.
Well, we certainly love the performances of BEAU Greaves. She very nearly has gone unbeaten again. That one defeated Jamie Durrant yesterday, but she's 101 points away from winning
42.
4 out of 4.
101.
She will go tomorrow night as a heavy favourite. Treble 19.
54.
She probably will be back. It's 119. It's a tough finish. Needs the treble 20.
Doesn't get it, so BEAU Greaves is back for the perfect night. We've seen some golden arrows from bow and arrow. And she caps off her campaign with 4 wins out of 4.
BEAU GREAVES.
BEAU GREAVES goes into Saturday night's final as a huge favourite to go on and win it. And some of the performances this evening have justified why. She has dismantled Jimmy Van Schie by 4 legs to 0 without really breaking any kind of sweat. BEAU GREAVES 2, Jimmy Van Schie 0. Our final game is Chaz Barstow against Darryl Fitton.
$54. Charlie McGuire, 164. $44. $32. Charlie McGuire, 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls at this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
McGuire,
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts. But he'll be coming back.
It's a moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the stage,
Charlie
approaching the
McGuire,
jockey with a
20.
chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone.
Georgia
I think
McGuire,
he's gone to
118.
bust it, maybe. The first title he won, he wanted 20. He went 6-7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust. And
39.
on that
Charlie
situation there, George
McGuire,
Scaife wasn't even
9.
able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia McGuire,
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie
Threw the entire
McGuire,
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia McGuire, 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Go
Couldn't get the job
Got
done.
out the match! And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Scaife.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Scaife!
Our final game of darts on this Friday night is a meeting between Chaz Barstow and Darryl Fitton. And it's going to be the last game of darts that these two play in this week 7 of Series 11 here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. They're both going to depart us come the end of proceedings, but who is going to end on a high? Let's find out in the company of Glenn Durrant, the 3-time Lakeside champion, former Premier League winner, 2-time World Masters winner, winner of multiple titles in the BDO system. He's got every I dotted, every T crossed. What can you tell us about this one?
It must be a difficult game, certainly for Chaz Barstow. So for the fear of repeating myself, he'll have come in, have expected he was one of the top 3 players to expect to have qualified from this group. I think Darrell and Jamie were seen as the outsiders. The bookies saw that as well.
54.
Real missed opportunities as well. He started slowly in this game yesterday against Darrell Fitton, a game he should really have won the form that he was in there, but a mixture of Darrell surprising everybody and just Chaz just not coming out the traps, and then that disappointing start against Jamie today. And even he put himself in a position where we're thinking, can this really happen against BEAU GREAVES? So it's been for Darrell, bizarrely to say, the fact he's on 2 points, I think he'll look back and say, I really enjoyed my couple of days down in sunny Portsmouth.
85.
Well, somebody's got to leave Portsmouth with a decent TripAdvisor review. As for Chaz Barstow, now, we could see a lot of him here before the end of the year because he's had a very good season on the ADC circuit. Currently in the top 8 of the Tour of Merit. Could find himself at the Global Championship come the end of the year. He could find himself earning a fair few pennies in this building.
Yeah, that's what it's all about for these amateurs. The lure of being a professional player, but also the opportunities and pathways that are out there now.
Jazzy Rock 153.
Include the Modus Super Series, including the ADC, and of course the global events, is offering some seriously good money.
Yeah, 60 grand to the winner of the Globals this year. Devin Peterson looking to defend the title he won in December.
Yeah, very emotional win again. It was very well celebrated.
95.
Is he back to win it again?
76.
Well, he's automatically qualified as the defending champ. We'll delve into that a little bit more in the next leg.
56. That we require 40.
For a breaker throw. Doubles were excellent against Chaz yesterday. It's been a long couple of days for Darrell. The fear
35.
was that he was going to tire as it went on.
So double 10 for Barstow. Now looking for double 5. Inside. And you can see the frustration. He's not somebody that gives too much in terms of bad energy away, but you can tell that he's a man that's getting very hacked off very quickly. That just about trickled into the single free.
No score. Jazzy require 4.
Just trying to loosen up still.
Game shot on the first leg.
What a dart.
Chaz Barstow.
Beautiful from Darrell. Great
So
shot.
it's Darrell to throw first. Game on.
We talk about that camaraderie so much this week, and nice to see.
So, mentioned that global championship which takes place at the end of the year. Just having a look at some of the runners and riders that could be in that field. The top 4 players in the UK rankings at the end of October will be there, and if the cut-off was now, it would be Johnny Barnes, Michael Huntley, Tom Sykes, Jack Tweddle that would qualify through that. Then you've got the Tour Championship Order of Merit, where the top 4 next best players from that would qualify through, and that would be Carl Wilson, Christian Perez, Graham Hall, and Kurt Parry.
4 terrific players.
So already you've got 8 players there you're thinking that could really brim it up. Then you've got
58.
The Irish Windmill Championship, where the top 2 players come through. And at the present moment in time, it's John O'Shea and Aidan O'Hara who are the top 2, and Conor Heenahan isn't too far behind. Of course, Jetson Walker qualifies by winning a Super Series title. The winners of the series this year will get an invite to the Globals, and the top 2 on the Windmill Women's Championship Tour would get in. At this present moment in time, Gemma Hayter and Joe Locke occupy those couple of positions. But Trina Gulliver is potentially in a position to qualify if she can have a good end to the year.
Great work, Henry. And a wonderful field. Thanks for explaining all that. Maybe should have knew that, but nice to get all that confirmation. And nice to see Chaz Barstow smashing in the 180 still.
145.
Fitton looking at 145. Can't keep this leg alive, and so Barstow back for 2-12s to go 2 up.
25. Jazzy McGuire, 24.
Beautiful setup play to lead this double 12. Centre of the board to the right.
Game shot on the second.
Barstow leads 2-0.
Just one final thing on it, because the ADC is a concept that's available for everybody. So if you don't automatically qualify and you're based in the United Kingdom, there's going to be a qualifying spot for a player in the seniors and a player in the UK in both the North and South to qualify. There'll be more details about that particular qualifier in due course, but it means that anybody could get their darts out and find a way through to a global championship worth £150,000 total prize money, £60,000 to the winner. 60 grand, Glenn. That's like a week's wages for you.
I was going to say, you're foaming at the mouth. Your obsession for money has got to cease. I did once win 100.
Yes, I did see that. I take it you weren't able to cash that one in.
If there's memorabilia that I wish I could keep. And I wish I could find that check somewhere, because I was allowed to take it home. But whatever happened to it, I don't know.
57.
Probably sold on the auction. That took me trophy as well. Not that I'm bitter about that.
43.
Should have got the trophy, shouldn't have. 3 wins on the spin. Come on, Henry.
There's a few other people that could have, staked a claim to it. Scotty Dog Mitchell. He won another game of darts once upon a time.
$87. Chaz Eric 146.
146 for Chaz. Can't be done now.
$23.
That was a big opportunity there for Chaz. Total control of this leg and match at the moment. By far the worst performance from Darrell so far. It does have a feel.
100
after the Lord Mayor's short.
Chaz Eric 123.
Chaz will start on the 19s and the 1-2-3. Treble 18. For Bullseye for a wonderful finish.
98.
Darrell's missed 4 darts and a double in this game. He's going to get another look at the 97. To break back, to reduce the gap.
You see so many players go double-double in that situation 39. Now, but proper old school player there from Fitton, but an opportunity for Chaz Barstow to be running away with this game. Barstow goes one away.
Chaz Barstow.
Yeah, playing well here. Well, he's playing what he needs to do here, Chaz.
4 flickers, Darrell to throw first.
I think both players would be very happy just to get off stage now. As much as they enjoy playing here, this isn't an enjoyable game to play in.
It's been a really enjoyable couple of
55.
days. I think Group C really excelled. And this Group B, there was numbers we were writing down here of averages after games, which were staggering.
109.
BEAU GREAVES being the real highlight. Interestingly, though, Jimmy Van Schie coming in 3rd place is a different dynamic for tomorrow, and we'll be hearing from the pair of them afterwards.
87.
So they'll be in the studio with Henry. I'd love to get the thoughts. I mean, we understand he knew what he needed in that game.
125.
Did he understand the importance of maybe not wanting to play BEAU first game? Or is his response going to be, I wanted first game. Let's get this out the way. I've got to beat her at some point tomorrow night.
Well, no, you can be the one that does the damage straight away.
123.
And look, the other side to being put in a group like that is if one good player is going home, and you also avoid, said, another good player in the semi-finals if you get through. Say that, the other group ain't exactly appetising, is it? Jamie Durrant, Conan Whitehead, Reece Robinson.
Reece who?
65.
Shut it, Durrant.
The way he was looking at that dart, I thought the point had come out of something.
Actually hit Owen Binks.
Ah, that's what he's laughing at.
Should get bonus points for that, really.
Be nice, Henry, be nice.
You know I love him, really.
180.
And Darryl loves the 60.
Dazzling dart from the Dazzler.
96.
But he is not
Gary
from
required
4 on the
56.
doubles. He had that opportunity early when he missed tops, 10s and 5s. Don't go low.
$46.
Well, this could be it. Barstow
required
back for 96 to complete a 4-0 demolition. 81 remaining. Treble 19 leaves double 12. Treble 15 leaves double 18. Treble 19's the MO. Fitton comes back for double 5 to
44.
extenuate
Gary
this
required
game.
10.
Decides to split. Correct decision. Fitton back in this match.
Daryl Fitton. Feels like it's chance to throw first.
A little ironic celebration there from Darryl. Don't mind it one little bit. Now, Chaz is not going to like what I'm about to say here.
77.
Most of us don't, Henry. Most of us don't.
But Chaz Barstow, if I'm right in saying, is now 46, isn't he?
44.
45.
Which makes him eligible for the World Seniors now.
100.
Yes, we had that conversation, myself and Chris Murphy, yesterday, actually.
Oh, okay, I had a chat
Shame
with...
you weren't watching, Henry.
Oh, I had a conversation with my mate. Ooh.
100.
Anyway, what is having friends like?
I think there was a tweet out by Chizzy as well who said, I think he's 45 either this year.
134.
Well, Barstow should get it done now. He's got an air comfortability in this leg. For Dow, it's been great to see him. He's played some good stuff over the last couple of days. But I think he got hit by a couple too many haymakers, didn't he, really, at the beginning of the group?
Yeah, it could be the beginning of the end, and that last start there from Chaz Barstow puts him in a magnificent position. This could be the last 3 darts for Darryl. Great to see him play. A proper dart player. Someone I've admired for 15, 20 years. But it's Barstow with an opportunity to get his first win of the night. It's bullseye.
50.
Decide to split it. We'll come back for tops. For Darryl, we will, I'm sure, see him again sometime soon. And he'll continue his fantastic work bringing through the talents of the future. But right now, it is all about Chaz Barstow.
59. Chaz require 40.
It's been a difficult Group B campaign. One of real disappointment for Chaz. Can he finish with a victory? Has to move right to the left-hand side. Can he use that dart as a guide?
20.
Can't get much closer than that, but no dramas. Fitting way back on 172. But he will be putting a dent in this. And a serious dent at that. Big 12.
132. Chaz require 20.
For his first victory of the night. It's victory, but it's not enough for Chaz Barstow to qualify from this Group B. And for Darryl Fitton, it's been a real joy to see him back playing on that stage. He played his part in a fascinating Group B. Real disappointment there for Chaz Barstow, but at least he finishes off with victory. But it's been all about BEAU Greaves, Jimmy Van Schie and Jamie Durrant. We're going to be listening to BEAU and Jimmy after the break.
$54. Charlie McGuire 164. 44. $32. Charlie required 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls at this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
required
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts. But he'll be coming back.
The moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the stage,
Charlie
approaching the
required
Yoki with a
20.
chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone.
Georgia
I think
require
he's gone to
180.
bust it, maybe. The first title he won, he wanted 20. He went 6-7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust. And
39.
on that situation there, George Scaife wasn't even able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie
Threw the entire
required
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia require 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Go
Couldn't get the job
it.
done.
Got in the match. And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Scaife.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Scaife.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where tonight's action has come to a close before the break. Chaz Barstow got the better of Darrell Fitton by 4 legs on. Them two will not be into tomorrow night's final. We saw Jamie Durrant get the better of Darrell Fitton. He's going to be into Saturday's showpiece alongside BEAU GREAVES and Jimmy Van Schie. We can confirm that now by having a look at the table. It's a table that BEAU GREAVES has topped going into tomorrow's action, dropping just the 1 game en route to qualification. Jamie Durrant finishes second in the group with 10 points to his name. Jimmy Van Schie coming through in third. Chaz Barstow and Darrell Fitton depart us on this Friday night. Well, they depart, but with us here in the studio are 2 of our qualifiers in BEAU GREAVES and Jimmy Van Schie. Congratulations to the pair of you. BEAU, begin with you. Really good performance over the course of the last couple of nights, and a completion of the card this evening. 4 wins from 4 in the first few games. That was dreamlike, wasn't it?
Yeah, so played really well. I didn't realise how well I played till I got back into the back room, and obviously, I didn't feel comfortable. But obviously, yet again, just another good win and a big average. So yeah, I was confident going into the rest of the games, and yeah, obviously brilliant to win all 4 tonight, and really pleased.
Do you feel a little bit more at home this evening? Because we were kind of watching you from the commentary box, myself and Glenn. It just looked like you were rather more relaxed this evening, perhaps, in comparison to yesterday.
Yeah, possibly. I did feel a little bit robotic for a lot of it. Maybe just wasn't as smooth as I'd like, but it's just one of them. You just have to go through the motions and play through the games. I was still playing well, still trying to be dominant in most of my games, and obviously rode my luck a little bit, but you have to do that all the time, don't you? So yeah, I was really pleased and happy to win 4 out of 4 and go into tomorrow night with feeling confident. Yeah.
Jimmy, for yourself, you must have been really pleased with the way that you played in this group, but you must have also felt that people were hitting big stuff against you too.
Yeah, I always feel like I have a little target on my back, and well, I like it when people play good because that pushes me as well. And I think I've had a few good games, especially at the start of the day, and yeah, also last night at the start of the day, I also played really good. I was a bit unlucky at points, but I'm very happy to get through, and yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow night.
You averaged 94 for the evening this evening, Jimmy. Like the first couple of games, you really got out the gate. I mean, you set a statement, didn't you, right from the get-go of your first performance?
Yeah, I had a little bit of an off game the last game against BEAU, but well, yeah, you know what it is. It's one of those, you know. I tried to perform, it just didn't go, and BEAU was playing phenomenal, like she always does. But the first 3 games were like, yeah, I was really pleased with that. I think I had like 104 and 102 in there. So yeah, that's what you want, right? So yeah, I am confident going into tomorrow.
You've both been here a fair bit. Is that one of the toughest groups you've ever played in here?
I think I was saying to Jimmy earlier that it is it's one of the toughest groups I've had to perform well to get the results. I think obviously maybe a few other groups I've played in, I've been let off a lot more, and obviously still played well, but not to what I have yesterday and tonight. I think I've had some really good games, played well, a couple really good averages, and yeah, it's a quality field. Do you know what I mean? I mean, obviously, even like Daryl, like he was playing really well, but wasn't getting the results. Charles as well, brilliant player, just wasn't getting the results, needed the wins, and obviously we just like picked up on that sort of thing, and obviously ended up getting through. But yeah, it was really tough, but enjoyable at the same time.
You're one of them. The harder the groups are, the more you perform, right?
Yeah, well, when the pressure is on, you need to perform, right? Sometimes it doesn't go, but well, tonight I think I've proved that I can manage the pressure, and yeah, well, I'm happy with how I played.
I'm going to ask the same question to both. I'm going to be with you both. What was the most pleasing facet of your performance in this group?
I don't know. That's a tough one. I don't really know because I didn't feel that comfortable throughout the whole night. But obviously, I suppose obviously that was handy. Hitting the bullseye was really relief for me. My finishing's been okay. Do you know what I mean? I've tidied up some finishes and that, and but I've hit a lot of 180s at start legs, and that. I think when I've been like 3-3 and stuff, I've held my throw quite well. Obviously, I know it's been Brock a few times and I've lost, but I think, you know, only to lose one game, obviously my finishing's quite good, and I've held my throw and obviously done the job. I suppose it's just got over the line.
And interesting you mentioned that, because there was a point this evening we were collating the number of darts it took you to win legs. I think it was the first 8 or 9 legs you won tonight. They were all in 15 darts or less.
Well, yeah, obviously that's tough to beat, isn't it? And I think obviously 15 darts is your sort of marker for the next sort of standard. So anything below that is your opponent's having to put in an 11 dart and 9 dart toward that, a 9 to 12 bracket. So. But I felt like I played well. I started off really well. I played some good games. I set off a bit. I had a bit of a dull moment against Chaz, and I probably should have lost, but I didn't. I just kept plodding, and obviously, you just have to keep going, don't you? And just build on however you're playing, and just try and be as positive as possible. Do you know what I mean? There's no point dulling on the negatives of the game. You might as well just play and see how it turns out. And obviously, happy to win 4 out of 4 tonight. Yeah.
And for you, Jimmy, what's pleased you the most in terms of your performances in this group?
Well, I knew I needed to perform tonight, and yesterday I played some good stuff, and I lost. Yeah, I was a bit sad about that I lost a few games. Well, the first game against BEAU, it was a really good game, but I had my opportunities and I didn't take them. So yeah, I was a bit sad about that, but still I was happy with how I've played. But yeah, I had to get some results in today, and I won the first game. That I won it finally, because I think I almost lost all my first games this week. Only one I won. This is the second time I won, so I'm happy with that. And then I carried on against Chess. Yeah, good game against Chess, and they gave me some extra confidence as well. And then Jamie he played phenomenal against me. Well, I was 3-1 up, and then lost with 102. Well, yeah. I can only just, give him all the respect he deserves. And the last game, it just didn't go. But yeah, I'm really happy with how I've played, and yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Well, we'll give you both just a slight breather for now because we're going to tell everybody how the rest of the week's going to pan out. Jamie Durrant, as you rightly say, the other player to have made it out of this Group B. And this is how the tournament bracket looks because Monday morning we saw Group A begin. It was won by Reece Robinson on Wednesday. Earlier on this afternoon we saw Jared Cole and Conan Whitehead make it into the finale on Saturday evening. And of course tonight, BEAU GREAVES, Jimmy Van Schie and Jamie Durrant, they have made their way through to tomorrow night's finale, and this is how tomorrow is going to look. These are the two groups that are in play for Saturday night's finale. Group 1, Reece Robinson, Jamie Durrant and Conan Whitehead. And Group 2, now what you can't see on screen is a look that both Jimmy and BEAU are giving to one another because they're in the same group, and sandwiched in the middle of them two is a certain king of the castle, Jared Cole. And we were having a little chat, weren't we, the three of us, in the advert break because it's you two first up out the back tomorrow.
Well, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know about you, Jimmy, but
Same, always.
We're getting the trash talk out the way with right now.
He loves it, though. He loves winding everybody up, getting in. But I'm looking forward to it. I know, even like the past 2 days, it doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? You have to you play fresh on the night, and I hope we both have a really good game, and whoever wins, yeah.
How many, Jimmy, are you got in here tomorrow night?
22 that I know of.
Just?
Yeah, just. It might be more, but I had a chat with my friends yesterday, and they said 22. So I believe them. So I might be more, but for now, 22 that I know of.
It's going to be an away game, BEAU, isn't it?
So I should just put the earplugs in, should I? No, I was saying I'm all up for that. I'm not the type to like be against that. I think it's great. It's good atmosphere, and hopefully it's a good game. And I look forward to it. Do you know what I mean? It's rather have a full crowd than an empty crowd. So yeah, it should be good.
So you're looking for weekly title number 4. You're looking for weekly title number 2. How much would it mean for the pair of you to get back to the big one in August?
Well, yeah, it's a big thing because I had to let one go because of Lakeside last year. So I want to have another crack at it, and yeah, just try to do good. Yeah,
yeah, obviously I'd love to win another week, but what will be will be. Obviously it'd be nice to go back to Champions Week and try to go a bit further than last time. But like I said, it's good standard, so it's going to be tough, and I look forward to that challenge. And yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Well, thank you both. Congratulations on making it through. And do you know, it also turned out we didn't need Glenn Durrant in the studio either. Plenty coming up across Pluto. In fact, you can see plenty of these two across Pluto TV because coming up next, we're going to be talking a little more about you, BEAU. And then later on, we're going to be chatting to you again, Jimmy, as part of the Tungsten Talk series. And then we head into finals night. That is going to be from 7:30 p.m. Reece Robinson won Group A. He's also looking for a 4th weekly title, as well as Jimmy Van Schie. And talking about champions, well, a man who's made it through to a couple of Champions Week finals, Tom Sykes, is going to be one of the stars of the show when Week 8 gets underway on Monday morning from 9:30. But do join us tomorrow from 7:30 p.m. because it's going to be a night littered with champions. From all of us here, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye for now.
What a finish. What a man. The drum roll finishes, and the target is hit. Yeah, that was it. And it comes on finals night, and it's another
Dirty